starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another night at the intersection of food and football. I am your host, Rick Hughes, and I am ready to get into all kinds of shenanigans tonight. It's the weekend. I am excited about the Bucks. I'm excited about everything happening with the Bucks and bringing the band back together. We got a whole nother good year in front of us, guys. So we've got all kinds of things to talk about. As Mike DeRoche says, hey, boys and girls, and Rick, how's everybody doing tonight? I'm very excited about this. And let me say this. This is the final episode of What's Cooking in the South 1.0. That doesn't mean it's the final episode of What's Cooking in the South. Nope. Folks, 1 week from tonight, we are going to start What's Cooking in the South 2.0. And it is fresh and fun, and it is just going to be a really, really good time. I'm excited about what this year's looking like. Now, why am I talking about this year like it's new? Because the league new season, the new year for the NFL begins on Wednesday. So Tuesday night, we're going to have a party here. We are going to have a big party. It's going to start with Jacob Charnow, going to end up being passed off to me, and we are going to ring in the new league year. We're going to do it New Year style. So you guys plan on being here Tuesday night for all the shenanigans, for all the fun, for all the hoopla, all the whatever we feel like getting into. And with the miscreants we have around here, it could be pretty much anything. You never know. But it's going to be fun combining shows with Jacob. And basically, we're going to start at about 8 o'clock and go until after midnight. We are going to ring in the new year. So I'm pretty excited about that. So much Buccaneers news to be jacked up about. So much. I am really pumped. I don't know if you guys have followed, but everybody's re-signing, and just prepare, because Shaq Barrett's coming and Ndamukong Suh is coming. As Brady said, bringing the band back together, and Shaq Barrett apparently replied with "Yes, sir." So I guess it's just a matter of getting the negotiations taken care of, dot the I's, cross the T's, get everything taken care of, and we'll go forward from there. So I'm excited about that. Anyway, Mike DeRoche says, do I need to bring a date and get dressed up for the show? Getting dressed up is kind of a fun idea. Bringing a date, you can always bring your lovely bride. That she brightens up the show. So sure, if you want to, absolutely. But yes, as Misador says, you would look lovely in a dress, if that's what you want to do. And I promise you, if you get yourself in a dress, you'll get a lot of airtime. Anyway, all right, guys. So I want to hear from you, and I'm going to put the link down in the down in the chat. But I'd like the usual miscreants to hop on board, and I'm even going to say, Mike DeRoche, if you would like to come on, hop on in. Yeah, you heard me right. And let's get you guys up in here and let's talk. Let's talk a little football. We got a lot to talk about, guys. I have one heck of a meme grinder in front of us tonight. The memes were, I don't know what was going on, but this week the memes were flowing freely. I've got some great miscreants. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm hoping Johnny Dean comes around. He's sort of miscreant number one. We've got the Okie miscreant that we're bringing on right now. Hey, brother, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I had a New York strip off the grill.
What's that?
I had a New York strip on the grill.
Oh, that is a beautiful thing.
It was warm enough today to heat up the dadgun Weber, and buddy, I tore it up. I put it all together for myself, and I threw in a microwave bucket of Bob Evans pre-made mashed potatoes, so I don't have to dirty up the kitchen. And
Do you know what I had? Do you know what I had one time at Bob Evans? Have you ever been to a Bob Evans, by the way?
Yes, they used to have them in Tampa.
Okay. I had cinnamon French toast at Bob Evans. They took these, it's like, I don't know what you call them, like cinnamon flakes or chips or something, cinnamon chips, I guess. They were sort of like chocolate chips, but they were cinnamon in the French toast. And oh man, it was.
Don't you put cinnamon powder in your eggs when you're making French toast?
No, I just put it right on the French toast. I don't put it in the eggs, but same thing.
The way I was taught by a chef was you got
put mayonnaise, peanut butter, and cinnamon.
Not that guy. I'm talking about a guy who actually cooked at a restaurant. But
nice.
He taught me to use cream, number one, because you got to get fat.
Yep.
And number two, you put the cinnamon in the eggs for whatever reason. But that's how I learned how to make it.
No,
you don't
that's
use
fine.
Regular toast. You got to use thick toast. It's like an inch.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely, Texas toast. So I want to confess something to everybody here on the show. It's something that's sort of serious. It's something I take kind of seriously. I am an addict. I am addicted to cinnamon. I have a problem. Okay, I have a problem.
The first step is admitting it, Rick.
Yes. And this is something that I'm not working on. It's something that I've embraced in my life, and I'm sorry, it's just the way it's going to be. But when I say I'm an addict, listen, the amount of cinnamon I would put on French toast would be embarrassing.
Do you put it in your coffee?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah. I was going to say that's something I like to do too.
Yeah, cinnamon in your coffee is great. I think that when to me, cinnamon is just, I don't know what the deal is with that. And I also love pepper, by the way. And you know how when the person comes by the table with the pepper grinder,
right? And
they should tell me when to stop.
Yeah,
and I'm like, just stop when your arm gets tired. Just stop. Stop when you feel like you need to. Okay, because
Subway when he starts to shake.
Yeah,
the pepper,
yeah.
He goes 2 shakes and he runs away from it. I'm like, no, man, put dirt on there. I want to.
Yeah, yeah. That's how I feel. It's exactly how I feel. So it gets a little crazy. Let me bring Johnny Dean in.
There he is.
The professor. How you doing, brother? Miscreant number one.
I had meatloaf straight off the microwave.
Straight off the microwave. Awesome. I actually had a meatloaf sandwich. I actually had a meatloaf sandwich straight out of the microwave, so I can't say a word.
But you cooked it in the oven first, right? This is like leftovers, right, Johnny?
No, this is a TV dinner.
No, mine was leftovers.
Okay.
Yeah, mine was leftovers.
Yeah, I like
mine was leftovers. Yeah.
Like meatloaf.
See, the thing is, I cleaned my oven off the other day, and I spent like 2 hours on it, and I was like, I looked at the oven and the stove, and I was like, I'm not messing that up right now.
Well, let me add the dude into here.
Uh-oh.
Hello, dude.
Gentlemen, how are you doing today?
Good evening.
Marvelous. What'd you have for dinner?
What I have for dinner?
Yes, sir.
We sacrificed a virgin, and no. What did I have for dinner, Connie?
Dude, I can't drink coffee when you're talking. Stop.
I'm like,
Rick's gonna try it. Rick's gonna try it.
Yeah.
We had pizza.
Okay, I had to hurry up.
With my favorite topping. And what's my favorite topping, Rick?
Sausage.
Or
it better not be pineapple.
I was going to say
camel toe.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So what are we talking about tonight, guys?
Window.
Well, we're just getting started, but we're going to be talking about free agency. And you know what else we're going to talk about? I think with you in here, this is the perfect time to do this, dude. I'm going to go a little bit out of order, but I think we ought to add this guy in here. Let's add the Manitoba miscreant.
Hey, it's Mikey.
Hey guys,
Mike DeRoche. How you doing, Libs?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Doing good, doing good. Happy
Can
to
I
have
ask
you
you a
back, my
question,
friend.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Oh,
Canada.
our home and native
Hey, you
land.
can stop that anytime you want.
I don't know the rest of the words, but I know you guys like ham.
Ham and cinnamon, hey, Rick?
What's that?
Did you get the
cinnamon?
Wait,
Mike? Did you get the brisket yesterday?
I don't
You
want to
got
talk
the
about
brisket
it.
on Friday.
I don't want to talk about it.
you didn't get brisket?
Struck out.
You told us you were going to go get the whole reason I brought you back on the show today was because I wanted to talk about brisket.
He didn't have enough loonies, eh?
Hey,
Very good.
Oh, he just lied to get back on the show. That's what he did.
It just didn't happen.
Mike.
I feel betrayed. I feel betrayed. It's like when I feel like scorned. Like I'm like, you know.
I can FedEx you a chunk from our local rib shop.
Maybe we
Get
need to
there in 2 days,
downplay it a
probably
little
better
bit
than what
for
you
him
get the
so
gas
he'll
station.
actually eat it.
We stopped talking about it for a while. He promised he was going on Friday.
Things
We've
happen.
We've tried making a big deal out of it. We've tried downplaying it. We've tried sidestepping it. We've tried just about everything. He even
Mike, you're
promised
not
he was
missing a damn thing, man. Brisket is no good. It's horrible. Don't try it, okay?
It tastes like 3-day-old microwaved gas station shrimp. Okay.
It's shoe leather.
We sure seems to spend a lot of time trying to get meat into guys' mouths.
Oh,
I'll say this: brisket is delicious. It's one of the best quality smoked meat products there are. And if you haven't had brisket,
I think the dude missed the whole downplaying it thing.
well, no, we tried that. Hell, I think we even kicked them off the show. I mean, you can't get much more downplay than get the hell out of here. But we want to preface all this by saying we love Canada.
yeah.
We love poutine. We love beer, and we love Aki.
Aki.
Matter of fact, we love Canada so much that you guys need to be tuned in a week from tomorrow because we're going to do a special tribute. We're going to do a special tribute, and it's just the beginning.
To Mike and the brisket, the quest for brisket.
It's just the beginning.
You guys missed something.
Mike's already like, why did I come back? Why did I come back?
Hey, moose meat is excellent also. It's like elk, but better.
It's bigger.
Has anybody ever had buffalo meat? And I'm not,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You missed the whole conversation.
I've had buffalo meat before.
You've had buffalo and you have not had brisket.
Yeah.
Buffalo have brisket. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yeah. It's just that's a funny thing. No, that's just a funny thing because brisket is kind of a universal thing and buffalo is not. So it's kind of I'm good for you, Mike. Good for you, Mike.
The real question is, have you ever had brisket in Buffalo?
Oh,
Actually,
Take a trip up there.
Hold on.
I guess.
Hold on. I can't believe this. This is a bizarre, like a coincidence. I can actually say yes. I have had brisket in Buffalo. I had brisket at the Marriott in
look what
Buffalo.
you started, dude. Look what you started.
It was. Misador says, I think Misador's lying, but Misador says he's not a fan of moose knuckle. I think he is.
He don't like camel toe either.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here we go.
Hey, can I real quick? Can I ask you a question, Rick?
Yes, please. Please.
Is it the Buccaneers' mission to suck all the oxygen out of the room for the rest of the league?
Yes.
This week, we set up and said, well, we got Brady coming back. We got the Levante David thing going on. We got We got all these other dudes, and we got them all lined up. We can afford them all. So how the rest of y'all working out? And the league is just sucking it up. It's like Brady Breeze.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
but-
fun to me, by the way, speaking of Breeze, we're going to get to that. But to me, I think you're right. And the funny thing is, yes, they're sucking the air out of the room, and there's not really other news. And the fun thing about this is it feels very similar to last year, only we're re-signing the same players for the most part. It's just fun because, I mean, look, I think they're going to lose Fournette. Okay, I think they are going to lose Fournette, but I think you're going to see some names come along that are going to be knocking on the door for the Bucs. So it's going to be another fun free agency again. I think.
Dude.
I'm not so sure they're going to lose Fournette now. I was pretty.
Well, I agree.
About it.
I understand.
And then I listened to David talking, and then David saying that Lenny wants to come back. So now I'm not quite as sure as I was.
He said he does want to come back, or if
Well, he was
wants to come
listing names of people who was wanting to come back, and he said Lenny.
back. Well, Lenny said he wanted to come back if he could be the bell cow carrier.
Look, Fournette, 5-net, forceps, Atlantis Morissette, Buccaneers are going to the Super Bowl, baby. That's all back to back. I don't care who's got the net. I don't care if it's Netflix. Bring us a running back with that line. We're going to make some hay. Speaking of making hay, our favorite Canadian brethren here in the lower corner. How you doing, buddy? Welcome back to the show that was not the same without you.
Agreed. You were missed, Mike.
Well, I wasn't going to go that far.
I'll go that far. I missed him.
But we would like to say you're in our top 5 favorite Canadians, closely behind Bob and Doug McKenzie, but a distant fourth to Ryan Reynolds. But besides that, Johnny Dean, Matt Colson, Mike DeRoche. Hey, everybody down below us in the comment section. First of all, you're way down there. We can see you. Rick, that yellow shirt.
Speaking of Canadians, how bright is that? You know what I look like? I look like a minion.
No,
You do. Get you some goggles on, man. My kid's got a Harry Potter suit.
Yeah, I look like a minion. No, but same.
We have another Canadian in the chat.
Yeah, Andrew Faubert. Speaking of Canadians,
North Sports. Go follow it on Facebook. Go follow it on Twitter.
That's right.
And all those places. North Sports. Hey, Andrew, put the link in the comments section, brother. Also, DM me. I got some guy who wants to buy some hockey cards from you, but that's a whole other story.
And don't forget his TikTok carpool karaoke.
Oh God.
Yeah. Andrew is gives us a weekly demonstration of his singing ability, which also tells us why there is not a Canadian Idol.
Yeah,
TV.
I wanted that video, doggone it, of him talking about.
I didn't download it for you. I was too busy looking at your yellow sweater.
And by the way, Andrew, if you can, on Facebook, send me the video of your reaction to the CFL and XFL. If you could send me that video, I'll get it on during this show.
Is he the guy that went screaming, raging maniac?
Yes.
That was him?
Yes.
So is that real news, or was he just smoking?
No, that's real news. The CFL and the XFL are talking about working together, whatever that means. What's that?
It's not going to work.
Why do you say that?
It's just got a bad. I got a bad feeling about it. I don't know.
Oh, I got a great feeling about it. To me,
I'm
it
with
feels
you.
like
I'm with you, Mike.
I think
Really?
the XFL would get some.
They tried that back in the late '90s with an American merger with teams, and it didn't go well. So I don't know.
Well, the XFL is just on paper. It doesn't really exist.
Well, the problem is that the Americans are not going to be willing to learn the metric system.
No, all you got to do is break it down to them. The end zone's 20 yards wide.
we're not smart enough to understand
60
how many
yards wide.
meters they're. Yeah, no. Look, here's the thing. Canadian football is decent. Okay, it's sort of like the XFL. It's along the same lines. As far as quality, it's probably a little better than the XFL.
I'll agree with that.
It's a passing league.
Okay. So was the XFL. Yeah. So was the XFL, and that to me, I think it's gonna. Look, I think spring football can work. All right, I do. I think spring football can work, but I think it's gonna take you've got to get somebody who's committed to spring football. Not somebody who says, okay, we're going to do it for a year and try and cause waves and get bought up by the NFL. And that's what it seems like most people seem to do.
Is this going to interfere with the Grey Cup and the regular CFL? Because that's what I'm kind of a purist about the CFL. It's the oldest football league in the world. Okay. And I don't want them messing with it. I'm a purist about that. I love the CFL.
I understand, but you know what? As much as you can be a purist, if it's not making money at this point, if they need to do it from a business standpoint, you may be faced in a situation where you have no CFL, or they can't stay pure.
Well, the Alliance League made money a little bit. I mean, they had people following them in the local markets.
Yeah, they didn't make money.
They were onto something and they went broke.
Yeah, they didn't make money.
Right. If they went broke in the middle of the season,
but they were getting a fan base.
Yes.
If they went broke in the middle of the season, that means they weren't making money.
Right. No, I get what he was saying. He was saying they were generating income. But they weren't generating profit yet. And this is my point. They were not committed to it to the point of, okay, look, we're going to lose money for the first couple of years. Look, any business you go into, if you create a startup, you need to understand probably for the first year or two, you're going to lose money. Right. And you need to be prepared for that. Well, and go ahead.
I think the CFL is more like a farm system for the NFL.
How many people come out of the CFL and go to the NFL?
Not many anymore.
Not many at all.
It used to.
Well, they used to, yeah. Well,
right, but that's why I'm saying the league itself, I think, is starting to struggle, and that's why they're looking at maybe merging with the XFL, because it would generate a lot more income. And then we could have an argument about who's the world champion.
Yeah.
We could take that open, because they would undoubtedly then be called.
Oh, he's about to leave. Oh, okay, he's back.
But I mean that is I think that's something that would work. I mean, I think that's what would make it interesting, because then all of a sudden, if they're calling themselves world champions, they've got an argument.
What makes you think that XFL is going to be successful merging with anybody? I mean, what in the XFL's history has suggested?
I'll say this. The one key thing that leads me to believe it could be successful is that Vince McMahon has nothing to do with it anymore.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the XFL had a few people starting to show up too, in the markets where they had winning teams. So it wasn't that people didn't want to see the football in the spring. I certainly didn't mind it. I thought the games were competitive for the most part. They weren't NFL quality, but they were both teams were equally bad, so it worked out. If you put them up against the CFL, if you put them all together, then you've got a larger league, number one, and you got more eyes to watch. I don't think it's a bad idea. I just don't know how they would pull it off, because my God, you'd be traveling all over the place. How are you going to go from one end of Canada to the other and then down to Texas? That's ridiculous.
What if the Rock and his ex-wife get into
Seattle, my friend? It's not. It's not that different than Seattle, and Seattle plays Miami.
But I think when we go out west, to me, that seems like a long road trip that they don't like to do very often.
How do you? By the way, does anybody know on Facebook Messenger how do you save a video out of it?
I don't know.
I can call my kid. He'll tell you how to do it.
Click on it and then hit copy.
It says copy link address. But I'm not just wanting to copy it. I'm wanting to play it on the show, so I have to save it. I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
Copy it to yourself.
No, all I can do is save it on Facebook. I can copy it to Facebook. I need to save it onto my computer.
Isn't there a other option?
No. There's never mind. It doesn't matter. This is really crappy radio.
Good thing we can see your yellow shirt.
Yes, I keep y'all entertained.
Does that shirt come with batteries?
No.
Yes, it came with batteries. My shirt came with batteries. Well, doggone it, Andrew. I want to play it. I just can't get it. I don't know how to save it. So sorry about that, brother.
Where is he from, Andrew? Is he from Quebec?
Andrew, where are you from? Brother, hey, Andrew, I'm going to put the link in here. I'm going to put the link in here so you guys can team up, and there can be two of you here. All right, hold on. Let me get this in here. There you go, Andrew. I'm putting the link on. There you are. Come on board, brother. Come on board. Bring some gummies. There we go.
You know he's got them.
Okay, when it says Misador, when it says click and copy link and send it. Oh, yeah, send it to an email. In an email, yeah, I don't need the link to it. I need the actual video on my desktop to be able to play it for you guys. So yeah, it's not working. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a fun little rant that he has.
I thought it was fake.
No, he's just an
That
excited.
dude's crazy.
He's awesome.
I didn't even realize the dude left.
He got tired of waiting on Mike to get his brisket.
No, he got tired of me doing what I was doing with my fumbling through. He's like, this sucks. I'm gonna get in trouble after the show's over. He'll yell at me. That was really crappy radio, Rick.
He came back.
Oh, okay. Well, here we go. There we go, dude. Welcome back.
Hey, did we find Brian yet? Is Brian tuning in?
No, Brian is not. Well, he hasn't spoken yet. I hope he's here. I always hope Brian's here.
What I'm going to do is send me the link that Andrew sent you, sir. I will jump off here and convert it and have it back to you in under 5 minutes.
Okay, you'll
send it to you by message.
and then email it to me if you would.
I'm going to email it to you.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
All right, leave me alone.
That's low.
Oh man. So I also want to talk about Drew Brees. All right. Drew Brees, I think it's obvious, guys. Drew Brees is coming back. And I don't know when you guys are going to, everybody keeps arguing with me about it and telling me I'm crazy or whatever. Drew Brees is coming back. If Drew Brees was not coming back, we would have heard, right?
Who's arguing with you about that?
No, well, everybody did here. When I first said it on here, everybody was like, he's not coming back. He's not coming back.
I mean, he may be coming back now because I sat there and called him and said, we don't have a quarterback. You don't.
No, he's coming back.
Well, I think I've agreed with you all along on that.
You may be the only one. I mean, there are other people on here. Those are not just voices. Those are not just voices in your head, by the way, Johnny, who doesn't like pizza.
I think Drew will be back, and I think they're going to be. He's going to be training the new quarterback because they're going to draft a quarterback. They're going to draft that guy Mac Jones or whatever his name is.
I thought Winston was the heir apparent. I thought.
Winston ain't the heir apparent to nothing. They're not. They might have their fans fooled, but they ain't fooling nobody else, man.
How was your dinner today? What was your dinner tonight?
What'd that?
Your dinner what'd you have tonight?
I had a meatloaf sandwich, asparagus, these mushrooms that I make. No, not that kind. And a chocolate shake.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I had a good dinner. I had a very good dinner.
Everything was good until you hit that shake part. I mean, you were pretty.
You don't like chocolate shakes?
Chocolate shake was the best part of that.
It's not the fact I don't like it. It's bad for you. It lands on your face.
Actually, it's a very healthy for you chocolate shake.
Oh, it is?
Yes, sir.
Slim Fast?
Something like that. Something like that. Okay, yeah. So I'll tell you guys this. About a month ago, I started a diet. In 1 month, I have lost 20 pounds.
Very good.
And I'm going to go ahead and give some free advertising to a company. I decided because I was getting very lazy when it comes to cooking and I was just grabbing food constantly on the way home. And it was just, if it wasn't expedient, I just wasn't doing it. I didn't have the patience or the time or whatever. So so if you're doing like Weight Watchers or things like that, you have to if you're doing Weight Watchers, there's a lot of cooking.
Mm-hmm.
And I just right now didn't feel like it because of work, because everything going on with work. I just moved, and I just feel like I was getting bogged down. So I did Nutrisystem.
Oh,
1 month, 20 pounds.
Is that
that's
working
pretty
out?
good.
You're
Is
just
it-
saying that because of Dan Marino.
I don't like the Dolphins. Why would I?
Oh, you gotta like Dan Marino. Who don't like Dan Marino? Come on, man.
No,
Well, the first month is always the one that hits you with the biggest chunk, and then about the third month is when you stop.
well, yeah, and that's and I want to lose about 20 more, and I'll be good.
Well, stay away from Harry the Greek, Dan, because he'll have you on that Greek diet.
Yeah.
Olive oil. And
I did see
something.
him in the chat there. That's why I was.
If you've ever seen Harry the Greek in person, it would not hurt Harry the Greek to put on a little poundage.
He is a little slim.
He
He
He's a
is.
little slim.
He is. Harry. Hey, how you doing, Harry? Yes, sir. Harry Mike is back, and we're all happy about that. Okay, let's bring Eric Marino in here. Hey, Eric, how you doing, brother?
Yo, what's going on, guys?
So,
What'd you have for dinner?
I had a steak from Golden Corral. It was good.
From Golden Corral.
Yes.
Do they have good steaks there?
Yeah, they're all right. I mean,
Sometimes.
Good for them.
Yeah, just yeah.
Okay.
It just depends.
I had A&W tonight.
A&W.
Yeah.
The root beer place.
That's a hamburger joint.
Yeah, I know. It's like a, but it's.
I was so
A&W root beer,
disappointed. I
right?
forgot to ask you.
2 double cheeseburgers. Woo.
Okay. Yeah, A&Ws are good, actually. A&Ws are pretty good.
I got a throwback ad sent to me the other day from A&W root beer from the 50s. And
Mm.
they had a deal where you got 4 hamburgers for the family and a gallon of A&W root beer delivered to your door.
Yeah. They did that in the 60s. We had an A&W root beer place in Sebring where I was growing up.
Yeah, there's one in Atlanta still right by the airport.
Do you guys put root beer and ice cream together?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, root beer floats.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge. I'm not a huge float person. I think it
Ice
screws
cream.
it. I like the ice cream
It's
and I like the root beer, but I don't really like the two together.
It's like putting pineapples in pizza.
Yeah, it's not a combination that I like a lot. Yeah, it's just not my favorite combination. I don't think it's bad. It's just one of those things that's like,
Hey.
like it kind of like I feel about candied, like how I feel about candied bacon. Like so many people love it, and I just don't like candied bacon because to me it's messing with my
Candied
favorite
bacon's
flavor, candied bacon.
Oh, candied. Okay.
Yeah, candied bacon. To me, it messes with the flavor of my favorite thing on the planet, bacon. So
I just
Yeah,
got
call me a
I got
communist.
a sport thing. This just in. I got an announcement.
oh, hold on, breaking news.
Wait, what?
Marvin Hagler died.
Yeah, Marvin Hagler died. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yep.
Well, how'd
I
you
thought
guys
that was
find
gonna be
out about
about
it? It
Shaq.
just popped up while you were talking. Man, I'm
No. I heard about it before the show started.
Oh, dear
Johnny, you
God.
got me excited, man.
I got
About
excited.
Shaq Barrett.
We thought
man.
Shaq Barrett signed. I know. We were all about to get really happy.
No,
Hopefully
that would
tomorrow
be-
night.
Yeah, he's coming. He's going to be signed. Whether
They're
it's
all
tomorrow night or
coming
whenever it's
He
going to
said
be.
yes, sir. So that basically means
Right.
All
That's a good
coming
news.
back.
How
Right.
about Brown stuck up Barrett?
how about Fournette? Fournette's gone.
Yeah.
Unless-
I'm not
I
so sure
think
about
he's
Fournette
gone.
being
Right, yeah.
Unless
I
he
think-
takes 3 or 4 million, he's gonna. I mean, Doug got 7 million, and
Okay,
Fournette. I wouldn't be
look,
surprised.
look at this. Fournette is not going to get market value out there this year. Why not come back, ball out again when you're actually able to get on the field and
Well,
and-
now this does make
do
sense.
something.
This does make sense.
I see what you're saying, but
and the following year, then you're going to make top dollar. You're not going to. Fournette's not going to get top dollar out there right now.
No,
He's
this
getting
is a bad year. This is a
Yeah. What do
you think,
very
5 million?
bad year to be a free agent because the salary cap is so low. They can't really go out there. And next year it's going to go way up.
220 or
Hey
something.
guys,
like that.
real quick, I'm going to have to run a commercial here. We will be right back. Okay.
That's good. Yeah.
No. I have to plug my computer back in. The plug came out. Okay. If you want to know the truth, and I'm giving you an excuse. So hold on. We'll be right back.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
All stardom's forgotten. He goes to the end zone.
You know what, first of all, I think Jason Licht's a bad general manager. You're a fool. He's put together a Super Bowl quality roster.
Tom Brady is expected to sign.
Disaster averted.
Did y'all? Oh my god,
That was epic.
dude, what's up?
Is back.
I'm here.
Hey, dude.
What's going on?
Okay.
Sorry, I thought this was a smoke break. My bad.
When are you not smoking?
Okay, now hold on, everybody. You guys ready? I talked about it. Let's bring it in here. This is Andrew Faubert's North Sports reaction to the news that the CFL and XFL are working.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of North Sports Dynasty with you, one of your hosts, Andrew Faubert, here with a quick update. Woo-hoo! That's right. What did I tell you would happen? I got laughed at. I got told I was a fucking idiot Canadian for ever even thinking it. Well, fuck all of you. The XFL and the CFL are now doing talks to do a merger. What? A merger. Who? A merger. What? A merger. A merger. I've told you. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Not only is the XFL coming to save the CFL, in my opinion, because that's basically what's going to happen, they're coming to more than likely change the game. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The NFL is taking off. It is skyrocketing. Cap has come down, but the fans, the engagement, and the money that comes with the NFL, ladies and gentlemen, is outstanding. How outstanding? Awesomely outstanding. I don't even know if that's a word. Anyways, all I know is now I am applying for the Edmonton football team. I am applying for every XFL team. I do not care. I cannot wait. This is going to be the biggest fucking thing that's happened to Canada since the Raptors won the damn title. You guys do not understand how much this means to football fans in Canada. Fuck yes! Edmonton energy all the way. Oh, I'll be the janitor. I'll clean shoes, locker room attendant. I don't care. Let's get it! Dwayne The Rock Johnson is gonna buy the Stampeders and is gonna fire every motherfucker in there that ever said he wasn't good enough. And I'm gonna be a part of it! So stay tuned to North Sports Dynasty, and we'll give you more information coming up in the next few days, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned, March 20th, first show. Get to YouTube, subscribe to it, get yourself some entries, and we'll see you beautiful faces there. Let's go!
The one thing I love about Canadians is they're also calm.
I don't want
What's funny? Yeah, you hear that, and then you hear Mike. Hey, Mike, what do you think? I
don't want to rain on Andrew's parade, but first of all, there has been no dialogue about a merger. It's more of working together. And I'm telling you right now, if you're relying on the XFL to financially save the CFL, you're screwed. You're screwed. The XFL was sold for literally 2 cents on the dollar.
Well, how about we
There
find
he
out
is,
from
the
the
raging Canadian.
what he thinks.
What's your going to be?
First of all, Andrew, what'd you have for dinner?
We just had burgers because it was my son's birthday, so we had a couple of the friends over, so we just had some burgers.
Nice. That's a good dinner. It's a very good dinner. All right. Well, happy birthday to the little one.
I really wanted
Thank
to
you very
say
much.
this, Knuckle.
So, are you excited? Have you calmed down any? Tell me what you're thinking, Andrew.
Actually, it was quite funny how you introduced me there. I heard Keith, what Keith was saying, and he's not wrong. He's not wrong. I mean, anything that has been said right now is definitely just hearsay. So, I mean,
Right.
I was on break time, and I made that video within 10 minutes of hearing
You could never tell
partnership, merger.
So you were just having some fun with it, and a little drama, a little fun, getting a little crazy.
Oh, for sure.
A little Red Bull.
More the monster. I like my monster. One thing about this though, and Keith, the dude, you're not wrong. Is if we're asking the XFL to save us, then there is a bit of a problem. You're not wrong. But if you're also asking for the CFL to be your, the actual platform that you need to actually get off, that's also not very good. So it does sound like in both cases, not doing very good. CFL is just going to continue to put out teams and players and everything like that just to adhere to the fans and lose money. And eventually owners are not going to enjoy that and they're not going to put up with it. And my honest opinion, I agree with Johnny for what I also heard. I don't want to see the CFL go. I don't want to see the history go. This is where someone like me needs to come in and be that nice gray area where we can take the history of the CFL. You're not changing the Toronto Argonauts. It's the longest tenured North American name that we have. That's not going anywhere.
What's an Argonaut?
A fisherman.
It's one of Jason's friends.
No.
The Edmonton energy that's being proposed here is, from what I understand, and I'm still trying to get this 100%, but is a XFL trademark name. And this is the reason why Edmonton here hasn't had their name completely done yet. Now, Manitoba miscreant. Where are you from? Are you from Winnipeg?
Yeah.
Right on. Go Jets. I'm from out here close to Edmonton. I am just outside of Fort Sask. My question to you.
The Manitoba miscreant is near Regina. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
That little piece of skin between
Bombers. Your Blue Bombers, just before this pandemic, just won the Grey Cup for the first time in a long time. That was actually a really nice Grey Cup. And Manitobans rally around their CFL team. I ask you this, and this is going to sound absolutely effing hilarious to a lot of people out there. But if, let's just say you had the opportunity to have an Andy Dalton and 4 Downs playing in Manitoba, don't you think a lot of those guys would rally around that red-headed rifle and, call that your own?
Wait, I thought you were the only redhead in Canada.
The only red-headed rifle.
Oh, no. Wouldn't it be cool? Now, we've had the experience of the Johnny Manziel experience out here, and it did not work very well for him.
No.
5 interceptions in a half, and you won a Heisman? How is that even possible? But
Mike Evans.
You should bring him up on full screen. I want to see that big board.
Oh, this beautiful right here?
Yep, there you go.
What I think is going to happen here, they're going to do a partnership. The one thing that's got to go is our rules that we have. I think that they're going to keep our Canadian rules more so for your junior divisions, your kids, and your high school, because that's actually kind of where it makes more sense. A lot of people in Canada would like to see 4 downs and would also like to see the motion that we have on offense be used, say, in the NFL. Yeah. There is these beautiful intangibles and these beautiful things that both of the games have that if you mesh them together could actually work very, very well. I mean, you could have 110-yard fields if you absolutely want to. I don't think it's going to happen, but for the XFL, you can have it. You can have we're not going to have 3 downs, and we're not going to have a CFL football like I've kind of proposed before. But you give these guys now an opportunity who are going to be free agents, and we have a lot of quarterbacks who could easily start anywhere for any of these teams. Doesn't matter if they're that good, but they can start.
Well, interesting question. What if you had 2 different leagues in essence, and then they play each other at the end? And sort of like in what, you know, how the American League and National League in baseball are different and have some different rules. Why can't you do that? Why can't Canada keep their rules and America keep their rules, and then you figure that out at the end?
Alternate every other year.
Only because of the money. It's the biggest thing would be the money. And the one thing that we don't have here in Canada with the CFL, and I'm pretty sure Manitoba Miscreant can't contest that, is we don't have the money for it. What the XFL gives us is it gives us American currency, not Canadian currency. American currency.
It's all the Rock's currency, though.
But don't you think you'd still be getting it? Yeah, you'd still be getting the American currency. I mean, you'd still be watching, even if you're a separate league, because they're gonna be playing each other at the end. The way the American League and National League, they didn't used to play each other, and it wasn't that long ago where interleague play.
You can have the Saskatchewan Roughriders go and take on the Seattle Dragons. You know, that right there is what I think would be the
what
selling
size
point.
field are they going to use for both leagues?
Yeah.
Honestly, if we're cutting it down, and I have to be the one that has to bite the bullet on this, is I want the history, but I also want this to survive. I honestly think it has to go exactly the way the NFL does.
Well, because the majority, exactly. The majority of the XFL stadiums, at least the ones they played in their first year, aren't even big enough for the Canadian field.
Right.
And now the Canadian fields, because they're that big, you can add that little bit of that cash that is going to happen if this partnership goes, and you can make them more adjustable.
Now, that's my question, though. That's my question is, when you're playing in Canada, you could play on a Canadian-sized field. It doesn't change the rules, really.
Sure, it does. Sure, it does. It changes it dramatically. It changes the whole style of play. For example, the XFL prided itself in smash mouth football. That's pound the rock and play defense. In Canada, it's the exact opposite.
No. I said just the size of the field. But 3 downs, you have to throw the ball.
But Rick, true or false? It's harder to cover a bigger area with the same amount of people. Correct?
Oh, yes. Okay. But I guess what I'm trying to say to you is, when they play on the larger field, sure, it's going to impact in some ways, just like it's going to impact Canada. It's the designated hitter and not designated hitter, yet they play each other. There are rules, there are things that you can't, there are ways to work with it to where, like, okay, if you're playing in an American League park, there's a DH, even though you're a National League team and you weren't built to have a DH. But
you're not playing in a different park.
Well, baseball fields are kind of
in other words, no, but you have to have. Do you realize American League?
Right.
Hold on. Let me finish my thought. Though you have to have a pitcher who doesn't bat, because you got a designated hitter all of a sudden has to hit.
Right, but the bases are still 90 feet apart.
Right, but the outfield is different.
And 10 yards is still a first down.
Right, so, but how long is a Canadian field?
110 yards.
Right. So there's an extra 10 yards basically in the middle of the field.
Baseball is not a good comparison to this. It's more like the AFL and the NFL when they compare, because the AFL was running a completely different style offense, and their rules were completely different than the NFL's also. And that's more like a better comparison to this.
No, but they fully merged, and I don't know what's going to happen here if they're just cooperating and playing with each other. I don't know how that's going to work.
The CFL, like Andrew pointed out, the CFL, or at least the fan base, is looking at this as helping them financially. whereas the XFL is looking at to help the XFL financially. And let's be honest, the XFL lost $44 million in half a season.
Right.
Well, COVID didn't
Not
help
by
that.
their own doing, necessarily. I mean, this pandemic really did screw the XFL.
Okay,
'cause I do
I'll
think
say this: the XFL and every spring league in the United States has never worked since the USFL, and that only lasted a season and a half.
Well, hold on. One of them would have worked. The WFL would have worked, but they got greedy and wanted to compete with the NFL, so they changed when they were playing. I think it was the WFL.
Well, that was the USFL that did that. Donald Trump and his boys got together and wanted to go head to head.
Yeah, one of them was working. Yeah, and then they decided, no, we're going to try and go head to head, and it imploded.
Andrew, does the Canadian goalposts go back or stay where they are? The goalposts.
Say that again, bud?
The Canadian goalposts.
The Canadian goalposts are on the goal line.
On the line, yeah.
In America, it's on the back line. So do we just keep ours the way it is, or
That's one of the
back line
weirdest
on the
things I've
Canadian-
ever heard.
If you put it on the back line Canadian, you're adding 10 yards to every field goal.
Right.
Extra
Right.
20. It's the end zone's
It's
20
you-
yards.
Yeah.
Right. So you're adding 10 to a field goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, you're actually adding 17. The hold and
That's one of the weirdest things, by the way, that let's stick a pole in the middle of the field where everybody's running around.
Well, the NFL
used to do
did that
it. The NFL used to be just like that.
I know that. And they were, and they thought it was one of the weirdest things too. So they put it in the back of
There's
the
a lot of
field.
concussions and stuff. And neck
Yeah. They thought,
Oh, there have been 2 major injuries because of those damn field
Yeah.
goalposts being
Yeah,
right there.
to me, it just makes sense. Go ahead and stick them in the back. 20 yards for an end zone. I don't understand that rule. The rest of it, I can kind of go with. That's a weird one to me. Can you imagine
So
the
here's
fade?
thing, though.
How would that change the fade to the corner?
about 10 yards.
No, how would that change it though? I mean, it's you can throw it. Your
You can have
fades.
everyone play like a whole schoolyard bull crap game if you took 4 down football and put it into a 20-yard end zone. That would be kind of fun.
Right.
Mike Evans would have about 120 TDs in 1 year. That big end zone.
Well, look what Warren Moon did in our league for 6 straight years with the Edmonton football team. I mean, the Blue Bombers had Milt Spiegel back in the day, and that guy, could have easily went to the NFL and played, but he chose to be with the fans. So one thing that I bring up in this is, the CFL is all about the fans, and all love to our American counterparts here. The Americans like their money when they can hop on a big fan base, especially when they're winning and especially when they're doing good.
Right.
You allow the CFL to come down and play the Tampa Bay Vipers, and it's all 4-down type of football, but you make this beautiful middle ground where you allow these motions on the offense, 11 guys, say 110-yard field, 20-yard end zone. Get that goalpost at the back, though.
You can't. There's not enough room in the stadiums for the larger field.
I think
So if that be the
Coliseum's about the only place that could do it.
Americans, then
What's
you don't
that?
do it. Then you have to go. If that be the major selling point from, say, The Rock and the American side of it, where it's like we cannot put that type of money in and make 110-yard fields, then we, the Canadians, would probably have to suck that up and be like, that's fine, we'll go to 100.
Yeah,
yards.
I just don't know that there's an option because our stadiums were not built for it. If you look at how much room is behind, I don't know it's possible.
Now
Well, they
here's the
did
other,
that back
now
in the
here's the other
70s.
side.
We did a CFL versus NFL Pro Bowl in Tampa, and they turned Tampa Stadium to Sombrero into 65 yards wide and 20 yards on each end zone.
Yeah, there's a lot more room in that stadium than there is.
Yeah,
in
there
this
was
one.
because
I don't think it's an issue because the Canadians can always take that field goal that's right up on the line and put it at the back of the line, shorten the field, and fill up the extra space with stands.
Yep.
What?
No, and you're not wrong. And now the
If
the
they're
big
not buying tickets now, what
stadium
makes you
here.
think if you gave them more seats, they're going to fill them? What the hell kind of concept is
We
that?
will.
You don't have to fill them. You're just tightening up the field, Matt.
Jacksonville survived how long without being able to sell out seats? I'm pretty sure Winnipeg, Edmonton football team.
Yeah, there's TV, but there's a whole
Contract.
different TV market, Andrew. There's a whole different TV market.
I know. But TV market, if this actually happens, would
Well, that
allow
would be
more
crucial. It wouldn't
access.
happen without a TV market. If you don't get some broadcasters out there, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I
anyway.
can tell you this. I can tell you as an NFL fan, if that happened, if they merged with each other, I would be far more likely to pay attention to the XFL.
Well, I mean,
So the XFL just got a lot
looking
more
at-
interesting to me.
we're looking at a huge number gap here in the revenue stream, and that's the thing. And granted, we're not talking CFL competing with the NFL or vice versa, but we all know the NFL TV deals are astronomical, right?
Harry just said the NFL and CFL will never play a game against each other. Harry, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the XFL, not the NFL.
The point I'm trying to make here is this is the XFL, and the owners realize you're dealing with corporate America now. They are not trying to help the CFL, Andrew. They're trying to pilfer the CFL, and that's what's going on.
We're not. We understand, but at the same time, too, we want to keep football here. There is a fan base, and a major fan base here in Canada of football, whether it's CFL or NFL. We just want to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. And CFL's been around forever, but it's a financial thing. And here's what I'll say: it's not fair to compare the NFL, but this gives you a baseline. We know the NFL deals are in the billions for the TV, right? Okay. The combined revenue in American dollars for the Canadian football contract was $4 million for 2 networks.
Yep.
Okay.
That's Jerry Jones pocket cash.
And that was for TSN and RDS or whatever RDS is.
That's the French TSN.
Yeah. Okay. That's the French channel, correct?
French TSN.
Yeah. So my point is, The Rock and his female business partner only paid $15 million for the entire league of the XFL, and they have ownership of each team because remember the XFL didn't have individual owners, correct?
Right.
Yep.
So what they want to do is they want to work, quote unquote, together, pull your stars, put them in the XFL, and put it in America. So I'm saying American business isn't what it seems. And why would a league that paid $14 million go for a league with a TV deal under 4?
No, I agree with that. Now, time out though. You're gonna hold on. You say you're gonna take our stars? You're gonna take Morgan Riley to be a 4th stringer on the Jaguars?
No, not the NFL. The XFL. And the XFL would love to have June Jones as a coach.
I got you. I thought you meant
they're going to come in. They're going to pilfer your trademarks. They're going to pilfer your players. They're going to pilfer your coaches and your owners.
Adam Gase can still be a head coach.
Oh God, no.
Hey, Adam Gase.
So in the 80s, the XFL was. In the 80s, the CFL was drawing 50,000 plus attendance, and now in the 2000s they've dropped down to 26,000. So that's you still have more attendance than the XFL had.
Okay, and the games in my city are about 28,000 per home game.
Yes,
28, 29, and there's 35,000 capacity in the stadium.
Yeah,
so the CFL relies heavily on ticket money at the gate. That's where their bread and butter is.
Right. I just think let's put it this way. I think that there may be ways that they can talk about making it work. Whether it will or not, who knows? We're just spitballing here, as the saying goes.
Oh yeah,
but it's an interesting. It's an interesting thought. Since we're just throwing stuff around, it's an interesting thought. I mean, it's not. Listen, there's no way to compare the NFL and NFL football to what we're talking about here. And that's not the same. Okay, I get that. I mean, and I'm more excited, obviously, about what's happening in free agency in the NFL than I am about the XFL merging with the CFL. But let me tell you something. It'd be fun to watch a little football here on the side, wouldn't it? And it would give Harry Berg something to do. It'd give Harry Berg something to do.
We can watch the CFL.
In Seattle, they had XFL teams there. So who's going to get the rights to put their crap up all over the stadium? What are you going to do with the pirate ship? You're going to make them play across the street in the infield of the baby New York Stadium?
What do you mean? What are you going to do with the pirate ship?
Pirate ship. I don't even get that.
If the Vipers are playing and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have all the licensing rights because they call it Raymond James Stadium, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't even think there is a Vipers anymore in the XFL.
CFL.
yeah, there were.
There was, but now I'm saying right now.
We don't know what's going to happen in the XFL. But the thing is this: what difference does it make, Matt? Matt, it makes no difference. That stadium, they're not. The pirate ship is there. It's there. They just don't use it, but it's there.
Worst case, they'll drive the boat in the ocean and party on
it. Tom Brady will be throwing the trophy off of it. You know.
There you go.
I mean,
I do think if something like this happens, it does allow some of these other, younger players that, in the offseason, Fox Report was talking highly about Moxie, for example, and how we were hoping that he was going to get a roster spot and stuff like that. Say that he was to be released and stuff like that. He is going to go and ball out if he were to go to the Saskatchewan Roughriders or something like that, right? It's going to allow some of those younger kids, especially here in Canada, to follow some of these players a little bit closer, which allows them to obviously want to go see these bigger games and stuff like that. It could work. It could obviously fail hard. There's so many different ways that this could go. I just personally would love that if, again, I just keep throwing his name out there because I'm going to be using this on one of my shows here. Andy Dalton doesn't get a job. Come up here to Canada. We'll take Josh Gordon, and you guys can go tear it up for a season or two, and I would pay all the money to see it because that would be fun. It would be a lot better than some of the talent that we have right now.
There we go. Now Josh Rosen can have a starting job.
There you go. Are you kidding me? Josh Rosen would be a Montreal Alouette starter in the first day of the expansion.
He's available, I think.
Harry's Harry's available for that to be a fan.
He's in the Niners, right? Yeah. He plays for the Niners.
Yes. Well, no, he doesn't play for the Niners, but he's on the team.
He's holding the court.
I thought he was talking about Josh Gordon. I was going.
No, Josh Rosen doesn't. Josh Rosen doesn't play for anybody.
Did you say Flash Gordon?
No, Josh Gordon. That would be. I can see. Andrew and Josh Gordon hanging out.
Oh, you are. He would be sitting right here, buddy. Don't you worry.
So, okay, guys, let's bring it back around to the NFL. And free agency. Now we're all pretty sure. Are we all in agreement? Is there anybody not in agreement that Shaq Barrett is most likely going to sign after his reply on Twitter? I believe.
I think he's here. I think he's bought another lease.
What did he say on Twitter? What did he say?
Okay.
He said, yes, sir.
Yeah. What happened is Tom Brady went on Twitter or Instagram and said. Yeah, and said we're bringing the band. We're bringing the band back. He said the drive for 8. We're bringing the band back together, or keeping the band together. And Shaq Barrett replied, "Yes, sir."
Okay.
So yes, sir. We're keeping the band together. Yes, sir.
That's a good sign.
So yes, it's a very good sign. So I think now my question, and this is interesting because, and I didn't plan on even going here, but it is interesting, Johnny. You're saying you're not so sure about Leonard Fournette. I just don't think he's going to be the bell cow back unless they're willing to say we're going to move on from Rojo, and he's not going to. He's just really gonna. He'll play out the string, or they'll trade him or something.
Put that bell cow on the back burner for a season because nobody's there. He didn't put anything on tape for anybody to get super excited about except for the playoffs. Okay, there's no team that's going to just say, "Okay, I'm going to hand you such and such amount of cash so you can come be our bell cow." That's not going to happen, dude.
Why not? Because he did it years previously.
On tape.
Hold on. He did for years. Okay.
For 2 years. Not years. He's only been in the league as long as Rojo.
Johnny. He didn't put it on there this year. Okay. This season he did not. Okay. But yes, for several seasons, he had great years in Jacksonville. This year, he didn't get much of a shot at the beginning of the year, but when they did finally give him a shot, he showed out. Okay,
so he had 2 great seasons, and one was a good season, one was a great season. Okay. So and then he had a bad season with Jacksonville, and then he came here and had an average year, and then a great playoffs.
I don't think anybody is looking at Leonard Fournette in that year with what's his name, the mustache dude. I can't think of his name right now.
Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew. I don't think anybody's looking at that year and going, Oh, yeah, that's a problem. He's just not very good. I just don't think they're looking at him that way. And hold on.
I want to ask a question. Can we all agree that maybe bell cow isn't the best reference to talk about running backs? I mean, cows are pretty freaking slow, bro.
Hey, fellas.
Hey, look who we got. Look who we've got.
It's an 8-way.
It's an 8-way. We have Ray Kennedy. How you doing, brother? What'd you have for dinner?
Dinosaur chicken nuggets. What's up there, Andrew?
Dinosaur chicken nuggets.
It was a work day. Yeah, I put 4 new burners on the barbecue. We were gonna do a couple of pork roasts, but we decided to save it for Sunday. So yeah, tonight we did the chicken wing thing. So
what do you have in the background?
I'm over here at the Seminole City Center, and I got like a large group of looks like Seminole High School students. They're either having some kind of a scavenger hunt or they're raging. So
you have an AT&T store or something behind you.
I know exactly where Ray is. He's right off 113th, aren't you?
I am, brother. Right off of Alt 19.
Do you just so we're clear, everybody? Hey, just so we're clear, I love Ray Kennedy like a brother, but everybody who doesn't know where he is, those are the little league fields for soccer, football, and all that stuff too, correct?
Just saying he's hanging out watching little kids.
No, this is one of the nice. No. It's one of the nicest. It's one of the nicest youth complexes in the Pinellas County area for sure.
Okay. So I just think finding where Ray is.
I wasn't going Justin Pulowski on him, right?
We're finding.
He's a kangaroo unit. You see that?
Ouch. Finding where Ray is and watching Ray whenever Ray comes on, it's like what is it? Who is it?
Finding Waldo.
Yeah, where's Waldo? Where's Waldo? It's where's Ray?
Can I ask a question real quick?
Where in the world is Ray Kennedy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Andrew.
Yes,
have you had brisket?
Oh, buddy.
Oh, buddy.
Elk brisket out here.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Mike, everybody has had brisket. Everybody has had brisket.
Dude, for crying out loud, Arby's serves brisket.
Right.
You gotta check out Andrew's. You gotta check out Andrew's barbecuing thing, man. He's had brisket.
Now look at this. Let's just complete this whole thing here.
It's the
Hey, it's a 9-way
bunch. The Brady bunch.
It's a 9-way, so somebody's holding.
Hold on.
I want to do this.
Harry, what'd you have for dinner?
It's Father
Hey,
Harry.
hold on, wait a minute. I'm looking up to see what Mike ate.
What did you have for dinner?
I had something Greek, Rick. I had something Greek.
Will you just tell me the truth about what you had for dinner, for crying out loud?
What do you
You
have?
don't have to be cryptic. I had something Greek. What the hell is that?
Malaka Pushti. I told you, I just had something Greek. I can't even pronounce it. I had tortilla with tomatoes.
Did he just say molasses pussy?
He said they're looking up at Mike's camel toe and talking about that.
Wait a minute. What time is it, guys?
All right. What did I have for dinner? I already said it.
Have a good night.
I had some moussaka. I had moussaka, and then I had a little bit of domadas.
Domadas. That's a great.
I think
thing, right?
that's tomatoes, but for people who have a speech impediment. But
grape leaves or something like that.
Yeah, domadas are stuffed grape leaves, and the pasticcio is the Greek version to a lasagna.
I literally think Harry probably what Harry probably actually had for dinner. Pizza. Was like he probably had like a Big Mac and fries and a Diet Coke, but he's Harry the Greek, so he comes on and he's got a. Well, let me tell you,
it's a number one large.
He had a big macchio.
I'm trying to figure out why he's got the throat warmer on there. Is he going to?
No, he doesn't.
Well, that's because we told Harry.
It actually was a stick up.
Hey guys, true story. Down to Deck Barn Grill for all of our game day watch parties last year. Harry, of course, has that for the COVID protection, but everybody kept coming by and saying, "What's wrong with your guys? He's got a neck problem."
Well, see, we put
moved about an hour and a half ago.
We put a strict rule on Harry to cover up his neck tattoos when he comes on camera.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's the neck rule.
Rick Hughes.
Yes.
There's a question in the chat that I think you should have Ray answer since he disappears fast all the time.
Mike, have you had corned beef and cabbage? What?
No, the Russell Weeks one.
Just tell me what it is, or
how much money is Suck Up worth?
There we go.
$18 million.
Let me tell you something.
That's what he says.
The last big contract Suck Up signed was 4 years ago. Tennessee signed him to a 4-year, $25 million contract. He has a knee injury, so he ends up getting, losing his job to an injury, and then he comes here for the Bucs on a 1-year deal. He's signed 2 huge contracts, but the guy's not the young chicken he once was. But I got to imagine the Tennessee Titans, they went through 7 kickers last year, and there's a team that's on the cusp of the AFC championship game year in and year out. I would say Suck Up gets at least $3.5 to $5 million somewhere.
Is there anybody that has to go, or can you guys hang around for the meme grinder?
Meme grinder.
Okay, everybody can hang here because the first picture has something to do with somebody in this group.
Oh no.
The first thing we will do, I'll get to the first one here in just a moment, but let me tell you what the meme grinder is all about. The meme grinder, it's any sort of memes or pictures that are either poignant or funny, or they can be anything. They can be anything. Why are you laughing, Ray?
Because Misador made that.
Yeah, they can be anything. Wow. That sort of is applicable. And for some reason, Ray, this came up. I don't know why I could possibly be thinking about what brought up the meme grinder right now. Now, let me tell you something, guys. This is not just a meme grinder. This is the most epic meme grinder we've ever done. I've never had more memes in the queue than I do for this one. So everybody button up. This is about to be fun. There are some hilarious memes.
We're waiting with bated breath, Rick.
And by the way, dude, thank you for filling the coffers this week with memes. So
hey, look, I try not to cough on camera. That's why you see me keep muting it. Oh, use it. Oh, those coughers. Okay,
yeah. Well, we're and you notice I haven't been coughing much lately. Isn't that kind of funny? Since I went on my diet, it's weird.
That's good.
I don't understand what the deal is, but okay. So let's bring up the first one.
Yeah,
nice.
Ray Kennedy, bring Suck Up back. Don't make me beg for the leg. I would love to get a picture of Ray outside of the Advent Health facility when the players or coaches are driving in, with Ray standing there with that sign. That would just be awesome.
That thing went viral.
Yeah,
Hey,
that would be awesome.
I reached out to Ryan Suck Up the other day. I actually messaged him. I asked him. I said, I'm not a sucker for Suck Up, but I've got love for Matt Suck Up and Ryan Suck Up, and I know the career, and I, not want to talk contract. Don't need to just talk family or Christianity, whatever. He never got back with me because I think he saw that meme, and I think he thinks that I'm trolling him.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Blame the meme. That's what it is.
Ray's going to be the reason Ryan Suck Up doesn't re-sign with the Bucs, guys.
Yeah, it's because of Ray. He's going to leave to get away from Ray. He's got a stalker.
Because I begged for the leg.
Yeah, he's going to say, I got a stalker. Okay, let's bring in the next one. Did you know? Well, hold on. Let me get this comment off of here. If I can. Here we go.
You got to push the button.
There we go. Thanks, Harry. Harry's telling me how to do the show. Awesome.
That's that button right.
Did you know
the
Bucs own the record? The Bucs own the record for the average margin of victory in the Super Bowl, 24.5. I don't know if that's actually true. Well, I don't know if that's accurate or if somebody won it, like if one of the teams that won only one Super Bowl. I don't know. I'm not sure if one of them won by more. I believe
the first one in 2002.
Well, no, that you take into account their victory over the Raiders in 37, and then you also you average it in with the victory they had over the Chiefs, and that actually is numerically correct.
No, right. No, my question is, did some team win one Super Bowl and only one Super Bowl That's all they've ever won, but it was by more than 24.5 points.
Yeah,
Well,
that
the
was
Bears
What's
won
the
by
Bears
30
over the
some
Patriots?
points.
Right. What's that?
It
What was
has
the
to
Bears
be.
over-
It has to be more than one Super Bowl win to have
No,
that.
because
have
because
I'm
the
gonna
Bears
find
have
out.
won more than one Super Bowl. The Bears have won more than one Super Bowl, correct?
No, they haven't. They've won one Super Bowl. They've been to the dance twice. Back
Wait,
in 05,
Wait, how many have they won?
they've won one.
Oh, wait. The Bears only won one? I just wanted to say that a few times. I'm sorry, Harry.
I
I'm
don't
just
know. I
messing
don't know
with
if
you.
you. I
I'm
don't know
just
if
messing
you.
with you.
Hey, Rick, I understand you're getting a little old. Maybe Braille will help you out.
No,
Rick, you let up the word one. Here,
I'm
look.
just enjoying the fact that you keep saying that, Harry, because we've won. Does that
Two.
Deuces.
About to be three.
I'm just messing with you, Harry. Okay,
Oh, wait a
here's
minute.
another
Wait
one.
a minute.
Here's another
I
one.
think this current Super Bowl champion lost to that team this week too. Well, I mean, this year.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. A lot of good that did when you watched us win at home. Anyway, when you sat at home on your couches watching us win at home on our field. But
I enjoyed
anyway,
it,
look,
especially
found
being a
this
Buccaneers
tomato
fan.
at Whole Foods. Found this tomato at Whole Foods. The bottom one. Found this tomato at Walmart.
I'm not.
Got the tattoo.
Yeah.
I'm not buying.
Tramp stamp.
I'm
Got
not
the
buying a
tramp
tomato.
stamp.
My tomatoes all have tramp stamps.
I love this one. I love this one, guys. Go Gadget concert neck.
Oh,
That's our old quarterback.
That looks like Mike Lennon.
That's
Yeah,
what
Mike
it does.
Glennon.
It looks like Mike.
wow.
Mike Glennon. But if anybody wonders how he saw over the line of scrimmage, there's your answer to Mike Glennon's thing over the line of scrimmage.
You know what? Hey guys, you know what I like about him though? That guy, he always sticks his neck out for you.
Yeah. You know what sucks about him? Imagine him in a lightning storm.
Or you need a convertible.
Okay, here you go. You ready? I'm on a seafood diet.
Oh.
That was
my
my
kind of
long enough
person.
to take the picture.
That is my kind of person right there.
Back
Okay. When you let your mom cut your hair and she tells you what a handsome young man you are.
Hey, Rick, that kind of looks like you.
It does kind of look like me.
It looks like Matt.
It does.
I don't deny that.
I just see Peter creeping
Hey,
in
look
the
who's
side
peeking
there.
through my window.
I don't.
Harry,
Can you see?
you look an awful
peeking
like
through
my
my window.
A stalker.
See what I'm telling you about what they're eating for dinner? See?
Oh, look
What
at
did I
this.
tell you they're eating for dinner? They're eating freaking burgers, and Harry's just mentioning Greek crap.
It's
Buddy,
a
I just
burger-
had to come over here to pick something up. I had Greek food.
It's a burger latkes. It's a burger latkes.
Stick it.
Okay, here we go. 10 years ago. Ready? You get a letter. Yeah, whatever. Yay, hooray, dang. Ding, you've got mail. Woohoo. Now,
Yeah, thanks.
436 unread emails. Oh my God, I've got a letter.
Yeah.
That is absolutely true.
Isn't it?
Only letters I get are from somebody saying that my auto maintenance contract needs to be renewed.
Oh, I hate
On a
those.
car
Remember
on
when
their
I,
own.
didn't a minute ago, didn't I say, does anybody have anything you got to do or can you hang around?
Yes.
We just how do we drop down to 6? Okay, here we go. How has COVID affected me? I used to cough at movies to cover up a fart. Now I fart at movies to cover up a cough.
It's okay. It's okay. It's just a fart.
We're good.
Okay. Now, guys, this is for a cereal called Pick Me Ups. They put a
Yeah,
sticker
I
on the
know.
front.
That's not what it says.
It does. It says Pick Me Ups. It does.
That is a misapplied
Yes,
promotion.
and I believe I stole that one and this next one. I stole from Teresa, by the way. Okay,
Yeah,
hey
she sent
Andrew.
that one to me.
Okay, and let's bring up the next one here. Here we go. Screw you guys. I'm going home. Doink.
Still out of here.
Okay. Cam Newton, this is true. Cam Newton says he's working out with trash cans to remind himself not to be trash. Now, guys, if you
Only
cannot
Cam
read this,
Newton would
he
think that.
literally said that it says in motivation, keeping motivation close enough to remind you what not to be. And that is trash.
He'd be a star in the
Guys, he literally said that. He needs trash cans to remind him not to be trash.
Between
It's not
Cam-
just kind of one of those things that's sort of always in his brain. He needs a reminder.
But between Cam Newton and his trash cans and Jameis Winston and his kettlebells, I can't figure out either of those two quarterbacks.
Oh my gosh, he keeps trash cans around to remind him not to be trash because he needs a reminder.
Is that why he didn't sign in Houston?
Maybe he should get an actual clothing designer and get rid of that interior decorator he has dressing him.
He needs a reminder to not be trash. It doesn't come naturally. It's not something that is just sort of on his mind. Okay, here we go. When Kong versus Godzilla goes under changes to please the cancel culture generation.
Oh my God.
They're talking about getting rid of Curious George too. Number one.
Are they really?
PBS show for kids. They're
Who
putting him on that
cares?
list.
When's the last time you read Curious George?
If that's true, I'm wearing this shirt. I'm wearing this shirt right here in protest for the man in the yellow hat. Okay.
There you go.
There you go. Now here you go. I love this one. Fun fact: J-Lo needs just one more engagement ring to tie MJ and Brady.
She's pretty.
He's available.
Birdie.
Yeah, she keeps her legs crossed. That's why everybody leaves.
Okay, here we go. This dude is a third-string quarterback and is paid more than Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson combined.
Boom.
That's scary.
Wow.
It's great on my fantasy team.
I have to look that up. I don't think he's paid more than them combined. Well, maybe, yeah.
16?
Because Lamar Jackson's still, they're both on rookie deals.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There.
This one's hilarious to me. Well, this is awkward for all the flat earthers out there.
I don't understand those people.
I don't either. Okay, if you need a laugh today, the Cowboys will be paying Dak Prescott $22.5 million to play for them in 2021. The Eagles will be paying Carson Wentz $34 million to play for someone else.
Wow.
That's crazy.
NFL players on Tom Brady. He's the GOAT. Everyone else, he sucks. Look at the guy sitting on the couch.
That's your boy.
That's your boy.
Brian.
That's Peterson.
Brian.
It's Brian. Oh my God. It's Brian. And what I love about it is, look, he's got the extended the lighter to light his candle. The candle lit dinner.
That's not a lighter. It's a remote.
Oh, I thought it was okay. I thought it was the extended candle, but he does have a candle there in front of him, so he's having a romantic candlelit dinner alone.
Hey guys,
That's 'cause
that's
he
not
farted.
a candle or a remote. That takes batteries and it goes somewhere you don't want to know.
Sweet molasses, as Harry would say. Here we go. Every fan base, when a team releases a player, we should sign him.
Oh, God.
That's horrific.
Amen to that.
Her made up yet?
We gotta get him. No, but
There you go.
I've got special shirts coming. Everybody, stay tuned. Not tonight, but I'm telling you guys, as like tomorrow night is the final cheap seat live from the cheap seats 1.0. You guys will really need to be around next Saturday and Sunday night for the new cheap seats and new What's Cooking in the South, because it is going to be amazing. We've got some great things coming up. I'm so excited about this. I am so excited about this. Yes. Okay, and just like that, my offensive line became just like Russell Wilson's. Somebody switched up Patrick Mahomes' face.
Wait, if I take a pay cut, do I get my lineman back? Or
He actually did take a pay cut.
after they were released?
Yeah. After
Yeah.
they got broke up and stuff.
Okay, here we go.
Management was like, you see?
Dak Cologne, for those who don't want to score.
There you go.
Wow.
I love that one.
Yeah, that's a good
I'm
one.
not touching that one.
There was one that, do you guys remember the one of Michael Jordan's head where you could see like the outline of his head? It was actual MJ Cologne, and the logo was just the silhouette of his head. And what I thought was hilarious, there was a commercial with George Murasan, if you remember him, and it was the outline of his head, which is all like skewed and, you know, it's warped, and it says, tastes like cabbage or smells like cabbage. Always cracked me up. Okay, here you go. Sean Payton, when he realizes his team is $16 million over the cap, and Taysom Hill makes $16 million.
Oh. Payton is so in love with him, man.
Yeah, well, We might as well be now. Okay, Cam Newton has his worst season of his career by far. The Patriots give Cam a $13 million raise. Brady really ended and saved a friend. What in the heck? What is somebody
going
doing?
on, Matt?
It ain't
Ray?
me.
Ray, are you okay, Ray?
He thinks he's disconnected.
Pretty good.
I think Ray has just been mugged. To the viewers out there.
I'm not sure what just happened
He
to
had
Ray.
a dog with him. He shouldn't have gotten robbed at all. He had a German
Ray just ran
behind him.
I think we're gonna go ahead and move.
The dog. Ray got mugged by his own dog.
Right. I'm not sure what just happened, but I was really afraid we are going to start hearing, "Oh yeah, yeah." I was getting nervous. So let's come back to this. Ray's like, "Where's the peanut butter? You like that, don't you, Scruffy?"
Puppy love.
Okay, Cam Newton has his worst season of his career by far. The Patriots give Cam Newton a $13 million raise. Brady really ended and saved a franchise in one offseason.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. I admire people that get angry but stay classy. Once I lose my shit, it's open mic night at the Trap House. And my favorite and the last one, guys, and this is an actual quote, and I love this. Speaking of Dana White, this isn't Survivor. This is the Ultimate Fighter. If we want guys off here, we don't vote them off. We beat them off.
Oh!
He actually said that.
He actually said that.
We beat him off.
Yeah.
And with that face too. Ugh.
Yeah, it was just,
They say he's a little bit of a predator with the ring.
Does he sing "Come Together" while he's doing it?
I'm not sure what he does. Wow.
Oh, which version though?
Would it matter if I told you I actually sold him a phone when he had hair? He was in Phoenix when the very beginning of this MMA stuff was going on. And he came in the store and he came up there.
It would not matter whether he had hair or not.
I love the way you qualified that, Matt, when he had hair.
It wouldn't matter whether he had hair or not, Matt. It wouldn't matter if I sold him a phone when he had hair.
Hey guys, I'm kind of worried about Ray.
Why? He can take care of himself. He's got.
It sounded like a disturbance.
Yeah, it's not like there's anything me and you can do from up here. Like,
Yeah,
No, I'm just being Canadian. We care. We're just
just being
Canadian. He's the only one not in the group, or in the group not being a complete butthole. The rest of us are like, yeah, all right, he's done. Yeah,
he's our brother.
Peanut butter out.
Yeah. By the way, is anyone open to do Cup of Ray tomorrow? But
no.
He's going solo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, never mind. I'm gonna leave that there.
We used to know Ray when he had hair.
Did you sell him a cell phone when he had hair? Would it matter if he had hair?
I'm just trying to tell you that I actually had conversation with the man
I thought
before he was famous, and he was just as jackass as he is now. He's just a bit of
I don't doubt that.
He believes in himself.
I need to say that. Andrew, you're being so friggin' polite tonight. What the hell, man?
He's Canadian.
Actually, I was just gonna say, I was with regards to Dana. So I'm not gonna plug where I work. Please don't. But he walked into my work one time because they did a deal one time.
I like the way you said that.
I shook his hand. He was really, really nice to me, but from what else and other stories I heard is he was very, very pushy and very all about himself too.
Yeah, he's centered squarely on number one, and it doesn't matter what you
Okay,
do.
so nobody get into the politics of what I'm about to say. Okay, please do not get into the politics. I'm going to mention a name that is very divisive, and I don't want anybody going there. Okay,
of course not.
Well, don't say that.
No, because I'm not. Y'all grow up. I can boot you. So here's the deal. I did work at the Taj Mahal in Atlantic City, Trump's Taj Mahal, and no, my interaction was not with the man directly, but it was with a lot of the employees who worked directly with him, and to a person, every stinking one of them said that he was very gracious to the employees of the casino, and that
he's got a reputation.
There was somebody who was in need, one of the employees who was in need, and Trump just took care of it.
Yeah.
And now I am not wanting to get into the politics of it, or whether the guy is a complete a-hole or not, or whether he's a wonderful human being. I don't care. Okay, I'm just pointing out that's an interesting little, since we're talking about Dana White and interacting with him. Like, it's funny how this happens because you can meet different people and have different reactions.
Or the same people and have different reactions, because I'm still waiting on a paycheck from the phone.
If you ask Harry the Greek what his interaction with Pete Rose is, it's not going to be positive. My interaction with Pete Rose is that he's one of the kindest people. I had the opportunity to bat boy for the Cincinnati Reds, and he was one of the kindest people that I came anywhere near that day. He went out of his way for me, and Harry had a completely different experience, and that's it's funny how that works. It's funny.
Well, that's like Peter.
What about Peter?
Sorry,
what about him?
Didn't mean to cut you off there, Rick. Sorry. Peter with Warren Sapp, though I don't know too many other people who have had too many great encounters with Warren Sapp, but
most people agree with Peter's assessment.
Well, no, but I actually, you guys know Mark ATL Bucks Goodman. You guys know he's come on here before. He interacted. He was on the side of the road. Warren Sapp. This is when he was up in Canton, Ohio, and Warren Sapp stopped his limo, got out of the car, took pictures with him on the side of the road, shook his hand, was very nice to him, got in the car and left.
That must have been right after him and Michael Irvin went and picked up their supplies.
Yeah. But the thing is, isn't that kind of how it is with everybody? I mean, it depends on what kind of day you're having. I mean, can you imagine if people are pulling at you constantly, if people are doing that? And I mean, you're going to react in different ways, especially depending on your childhood, depending on, things that have happened to you. So when I look at famous people, the only thing that bothers me about it, and I've had the opportunity to work around quite a few of them in my previous life, is the people who beg for attention. And then as soon as they get the attention and they have the fame, they're like, why won't these people leave me alone? That bugs me. I mean, have some respect for the people you begged to pay attention to you when they do start paying attention. What's that?
They're the ones paying your bills.
Well, but at least have some kind of respect for the people. You begged for attention from the people. And now you're getting the attention from the people, and now you're I don't know anything about Troy Polamalu.
He's in the chat. Look at it.
If that was him, right?
Right.
People will do anything to get off this show. Good one, Ray.
Begging for attention.
That's funny. Yes,
my name is Troy Polamalu, and I'm going to rag the show. I'm troll the show.
Yeah, because Troy's got nothing better to do. He's apparently washed his hair. Yeah, he can't go anywhere because his hair's wet. So he'll be there for the next week while it dries. But listen, I mean, everybody has a different kind of situation or relationship with. I mean, if you meet certain people that are famous or well known, I've worked directly with people, like even just people I worked with on catalogs or the TV shows I produced. One person will it was funny because what we did on one of the series that I produced. What you have is you have different photographers competing and different models competing. And one photographer is going to win, one model is going to win. And it was hilarious to me how the models would all have completely different experiences with the photographers. One would come back and say, that guy was creepy. Next one would come and say, he was probably the nicest one that we had, that I worked with. Next one would come by and say, seems like he's really talented. The next one would come by and go, that guy's a complete idiot. I mean, it was funny to me. Now, all the guys were always afraid. This is what I always found funny. The prettier the girl, they would never say anything bad about her. She was wonderful.
Well, yeah, of course.
But they're not all wonderful. Okay. And if you work with people who are professionals more, who had made a living at this for years, completely different. Could be somebody who's brand new. Maybe she's not as pretty, but so easy to work with. And it was so entirely different with these guys. They were up and coming photographers who were newer, and you could see by how they reacted and interacted with the girls, you can see who's probably got a better future in front of them. And that's something that's funny. People set their course, I think, in life. I think in general, you set your course in life by how you approach things. And whether you just look, I want to be a kind person. If I can be, I really want to be kind. Don't screw with me. But I want to be kind. Right? And some people, they just look from their own perspective. And that's all that matters. They don't think about the other person. I'm going to go ahead and get into this. I'm going to open up maybe a can of worms here. But like, for instance, masks, wearing masks. Some people, like, there are customers who will come into the store where I work and they refuse to wear masks. Right?
That's disrespectful as shit.
And they don't care about what, to them, it's like, I have a hard time breathing. No, you don't want to wear one, and you don't give a rip about the other people in the store, because the mask isn't to keep you safe. The mask is to keep them safe.
Well, on the contrary to that, though, Rick, here in my neighborhood, the stores have signs that are mandated by the city and county that you have to wear masks to come into the store. And then you go in the store with masks on, and the clerks and everybody don't wear them.
Well, that's weird. And those are people who don't care about you. They care about themselves. Listen, nobody likes to wear masks. It's not like you sit there and go, boy, this is so much better now that I got this freaking 3-ply piece of cloth cutting down my oxygen. Okay?
Yeah,
it's an inconvenience. It's uncomfortable, but it's not for you. And people forget that. And in general, in life, people are all about me. How does it impact me? What is it about me? And they don't think about other people. And when a lot of people get famous,
they're being selfish.
Yes, their life revolves around them. Now, I've always said this about, for instance, models as I worked. Okay. You've got girls who are very, very pretty in general that are models. Okay. Now, they're used to being the prettiest girl in the room, right? They're used to the boys doing their homework. They're used to that. They're used to getting, they get better grades. The prettier a person is, the better grades you tend to get for equal work. This is proven. They've done study after study after study. This is proven. If you're better looking, you will get better grades for equal work to someone who's not as good looking. Now, what happens when you take that pretty girl who's used to being the prettiest girl, and that's her perception of the world, you have to understand. That's how she thinks the world works. She might not even be thinking, I'm getting better grades because of how I look. She thinks, oh, this is the grade I get for this work. Okay?
I worked with that.
Meantime, the kid who's, sorry, your ugly ass kid may be looking, trying their hardest, doing just the same work and looking at it going, okay, this is the grade I get for this work. Okay, it's a different world. Your perspectives are skewed and are different because you live in a different world, right? Now, what happens to a girl who's really, really pretty, that's a model, and all of a sudden she goes to her first casting. She walks into the room, and there's a room full of pretty girls who are all the prettiest girl in the room. Or she goes to be on a catalog shoot, and there's a whole bunch of other pretty girls there. All of a sudden, things get a little catty. Why? Because their whole world just got turned upside down. Their whole world is not functioning like it normally does. Okay? Now, let's bring all this back home to Warren Sapp or to people like that.
I forgot what the hell it even started with.
I'm going somewhere with this, okay? Let's take it to Warren Sapp. Warren Sapp, people did everything for him in high school, probably because he was the star athlete, and in college, he got what he wanted, when he wanted, how he wanted. Okay, he probably didn't have to pay the same amount for his drugs that the rest of the kids did. Okay,
not.
Okay, and so his perception of this world is skewed, and it is different because he was raised in a different environment. And he had different things happen for him than the kid who was raised with the silver spoon in his hand, John Lynch. Okay, well, seriously, I don't mean this sarcastically.
That's the truth, yeah.
John Lynch's perception of the world is going to be drastically different than Warren Sapp's perception of the world. The same equal event takes place or happens, they're going to view it or see it differently because they've lived in different worlds. And that's why, I mean, that's why when you look at this stuff, when you understand and you look at how athletes or famous people, react or respond, and you think, why is that guy a jerk and this guy's so nice? Man, everybody's coming from whole different experiences than you are. And when you don't just think about you, when you don't think, well, I don't like the way he's acting, instead of thinking, I wonder why that person's acting that way. If you stop for a second, take a beat, and think about that other person. Think about why that person is acting that way. Show some compassion towards that other person, even if they're not showing it to you. Okay? If you take that approach in life in general, just as you go through your day, look, I have customers come in the door all the time to the store that I work in. Sometimes they're just plain jerks. There's a reason. I don't know what their reason is. I don't know what just happened in their day. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the deal is. But they've experienced something different. Right? What's that?
Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Well, that's for you. You act that way. Right? You can't demand other people do that. You have to demand that of yourself, right? But that's what very few people do. I know so many people who will act like a complete a-hole, but then when someone else does, they're like, that guy's an a-hole. Okay, well, but they do it all the freaking time.
I live in Alberta.
Where did the dude go?
It's all over here.
Are we still world champs?
Yeah,
we're still world champs.
Yes, we're still world champs. It's okay. We can talk about other things. We can talk about other things too, though, on this show. That's the fun part of my show. We can talk about all kinds of stuff.
I feel like I clicked.
Did you guys take notes?
No, I feel better.
But isn't it true though? When you, seriously, guys. Everybody, look at the athletes. Look at. Here's a great example, and here's how it applies even to football. Okay, AB. Why does AB act the way that AB does?
He's got a chemical imbalance.
I think he does. I think he probably. We can laugh at it, but I think he was off his meds. Yeah, he was off his meds, and that's what happened. He thought he was thinking clearly, everything. Now he's back on his meds. Look at him.
Brady's making sure he takes that lithium.
But now he's found the Lord now. So.
Well, but the thing is,
has he gone religious?
Oh hell yeah!
Good for him.
Oh, hell yeah.
Good
He
for
says,
him.
oh, hell yeah.
Listen, good for him. Do you know what I had? Do you know something I saw? That my philosophy teacher in college, my very first day of class, said something I thought was very interesting. The very first things he did, he stood up in front of the class before the class even got started. This is philosophy, so we're going to go some weird directions in this during this semester. And he says, very first thing he says, who here considers themselves to be a born again Christian? And you hear snickers all over the room, and a couple people raise their hand, and you hear more snickers. Right? And everybody's just waiting for the teacher to just say something to completely rip the born again Christians, right? And then the teacher just says, everybody who laughed, you're laughing at somebody who says they've experienced something that you have not experienced. And he goes, what you need to do is stop and ask yourself, why are you laughing at them? Maybe you're the one missing out. And then he goes, and to all of you, think about the other side and ask yourself, what have they experienced and are you missing it? And that's in general in life. You always need to be doing that. Try and see things from the other perspective. Who did I just lose? Johnny?
Johnny went home.
I just lost Johnny.
Appearance.
But to me, it's an important thing. And in life in general, we got to, man, everybody take a beat and think about the other guy for a minute. It's not that hard to just take a second and go, why am I laughing at this guy who has different political beliefs than me? Or why am I disagreeing or so angry with this person who has different political beliefs than me? Or why do I have to paint a picture of somebody in such a negative way?
Because their lives are meaningless, that's why.
Let me tell you something. People are not that bad. Well, there's Cowboy fans. But other than that, people are not that bad.
Or Saints fans.
It's but I don't know. I mean, it just to me it always seems like I don't know, something weird that people do. It's this tribalistic thing that people have now where you gotta fight and argue with people all the freaking time. Why can't you just go, first of all, don't tell me who you voted for, don't tell me your political beliefs, I don't care. Okay,
well, that's what's put you in a minority to begin with.
Fun about football. That is what's fun about all of this. That's what's fun about this whole freaking thing. You know why I hate the New Orleans Saints? Because they're up against my freaking Bucks. And you know what? You know why they hate the Bucks? Because we're up against their Saints. And that's the fun of it, is to sit there and be able to say, I hate your team. You're pretty cool, but I hate your team.
Yeah.
And that's the cool part of all of this whole fan thing. And that's why What's Cooking in the South, I enjoy food. I love food. I love football. It's something we can all gather around and do in common. Brian Pearson. Brian Pearson's in our chat room, right? And Brian, I love when Brian is in our chat room. Why? Because it's fun having Brian in there.
No, it's funny.
And it's fun. It is funny. Sometimes it depends on which Brian shows up, whether he's typing or whether he's using voice to text. But it's, look how many times Golden State Warriors won championships. Now they want a nothing. Oh boy, here we go. Hold on. That's how Tampa Bay is going to be, just like the Golden State Warriors. Now,
no,
guess
they
what?
lost a guy named
Guess what?
Kevin
How many
Durant.
championships did they win, Brian? How many of the Saints won?
Brian's on the liquor and Cheetos.
He doesn't realize that KD went to Brooklyn, and then the other guy, the Chris Thompson, I think his name is, he's always hurt.
Listen. The thing is this: if Brian's biggest comeback as a Saints fan is to say you're not going to win every Super Bowl in the future, you know what, Brian? You know what, Brian? You're right. And you know what? We may not win next year. We may not win the year after. We may not win the year after that. But guess what? You're probably not going to win next year. You're probably not going to win the year after. You're probably not going to win for the next several years. And on top of all of that, we won this year. You didn't.
Where did you get that chip from?
Vegas.
Because Super Bowl is
no,
two
I
roads.
actually. So after the Super Bowl, I had no idea. Actually, the wife was making or had somebody make this for me. She actually had it purchased and everything, custom made. It was quite nice.
Yeah.
Super Bowl's 2 words. You're gonna have to tell her next year when we get the next one to straighten that out.
You know us Canadians.
Yeah, I know all about it.
Yeah. Good thing you didn't say world champs, so that could have caused a whole nother mess.
Yeah. It would be cool though if the XFL and CFL merged together, and then eventually in 20 years they started doing the what Rick was talking about with the 2 leagues, and
just
then
play that. Yeah, the
championship.
winner of the one league plays the winner of the other in the Super Bowl. Yeah, that would be awesome.
That's the only
North American Football Championship.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But the NFL has nothing to gain by doing that. So, I mean, that's really all they can do is hurt their reputation. God forbid, what if the other team won?
Well, I understand that. That's probably Jerry Jones is going to die sometime. Sooner or later, he's going to.
No, that has nothing to do with Jerry Jones. Hold on, let's bring the Professor Miscreant back.
He doesn't even have a picture.
Hello.
No.
Yep.
I had issues.
Well,
yeah, you don't have and now you don't have a picture.
Yeah.
You're just an icon.
I am an icon.
Johnny is an icon. Johnny is an icon.
Johnny had pizza on.
What does Brian say here? Hold on. While you guys preparing to win the Super Bowl, we were prepared to get better players for a team. Think about my team. Always had a trick.
Huh?
What?
They're going to have to make a trick to get any kind of staff on the field.
And now for our English-speaking friends, I have no idea what he's trying to say.
I'll tell you what, Brian is actually the reason my thing went down, because I went to click on his comment and I was like, oh, I hit the wrong thing. And it just
Brian, you said you may be funny, but you try to speak truth sometimes. Keep trying. Keep trying. You'll get there, buddy.
Brian,
did he get a new
you're holding
hairdo?
on to Winston.
Look at his picture. He's got this Russell Wilson fro top going on.
He's got
that?
He looks like that sloth.
Hey, we've all had longer hair at some point in our life.
Your 2 quarterbacks are going to be the 2 new starters for a CFL team in 2 years, buddy. Like, settle down.
Pump the brakes on that, eh?
But the thing is this: he says he tries to speak truth. He tries to speak truth sometimes. Yeah, but Brian, then there's maybe you try to speak truth sometimes. Okay, I get it. It's sometimes you try. Doesn't mean you ever succeed. But the thing is, good for you for trying. We're all behind you, brother, and eventually you'll get there. We all believe in you.
He'd be a
Tim, that's great.
Brian would be a rock
star. Would Winston make it in the CFL?
Saying the Saints are turning tricks. Well, you know what? They're right by Beale, not Beale. No, not Beale. Bourbon Street. Yeah, thank you. So,
He was up in Memphis.
Yeah. So, yeah. So,
it's right there.
Well, sorry about that. You know what? There's not that huge of a difference if you're drinking.
That's true.
But let me tell you something. Brian, I think Brian's trying to speak the truth, but Brian, you want me to help you? Do you guys want me to help Brian out?
No.
Help him out. Go ahead.
Let me help
him
out,
brother Rick.
I'm going to be nice. Okay. Brian, let me tell you how this works. Here's what you need to be saying. Guys, hey, Bucks fans, maybe you won this Super Bowl, but we won one before, and we thought we were going to win a bunch more, and we didn't. So don't count your chickens before they hatch, guys, because you don't know what's going to happen this year. Anything can happen. So don't count your chickens.
That makes way too much sense.
And I'm trying to help Brian out. Okay, I'm telling you, this is how he can talk if he wants to make sense.
But you put in a subject and a predicate. He doesn't do that very often. He doesn't know how to make that work.
I'm trying to help him. Okay, I'm trying to help him. All right, Brian. There are things you can say that are truthful that are not pro Buck. Okay, but
I don't even know what team he likes. Now he's on a Trevor Lawrence bandwagon. I don't get him, man. And I got news for you, Trevor Lawrence. Don't count your chickens there before they hatch, buddy, because there's only been one fairly successful 6'6" quarterback ever in the history of the NFL, and that was
Trevor Lawrence. When Trevor Lawrence was playing MVP level, and then Tom. Yeah, but that's a silly stat. Hold on. When Trevor Lawrence is playing MVP level and Tom Brady is sitting in a rocking chair as an old man, I'm going to be the one saying, I told you so. No, we can all tell you, Brian, watch this. Watch this. You say you try to speak truth sometimes. Watch. You ready? Here, let me get in here for you. Pay attention. Hold on. I'll go full screen for you, Brian. Let's make this
full
easy.
Yellow.
Oh, look up.
Hold on. You ready, Brian? Watch this. Watch this. The time is going to come when Trevor Lawrence is the starting quarterback in the NFL and Tom Brady is watching from the sidelines or from home. Okay? Brian, you see, we're fully aware of reality. You, my friend, are just a little bit wacky.
Does he think that they're never going to be another quarterback in the draft?
I think he feels like we think
2 years ago
Tom Brady's going to be around forever.
Okay.
And, I mean, that's a lot of yellow. Teresa, I look like a minion. Leave me alone.
Tom Brady's sitting in his chair doing this, cutting his ring.
Yes.
That stat is not silly. That
Mike
stat
was saying
is an
something.
accurate stat because there's a reason behind that.
No, hold on. Mike was saying something, and then we'll get to that. Go ahead, Mike.
Tom's going to sit in his rocking chair going, 8 rings, 9 rings.
And then he's going to be going, wait, then he's going to look down and go, 11 rings? Yeah, anyway. So here's what I mean by that. How many 6'6" quarterbacks have there been, Johnny?
I think there's what's his name? In Hertz? Is it Hertz that's over in San Diego right now?
Okay.
He's
No,
one.
Hurts is not with
There
San
has
Diego.
been multiple try out in the NFL, but usually they get turned down by the scouts. The scouts
Okay.
don't scout them because their arm length and their height, they tend to overthrow and they tend to have less velocity on the ball.
And shorter quarterbacks tend to not do well either, but sometimes they do. Okay.
Yes,
So
there's a reason. There was a reason before for that
Right,
too, and that's
right.
because they didn't scramble. When a shorter quarterback has to scramble to get outside so that they can see
so
where
they
they're
can
throwing
see.
balls
I
at.
understand that, but then Doug Flutie came along and managed to be a very good quarterback. So all I'm trying to say is statistics like you're too tall to succeed. Well, Brady's too old to succeed, right? I mean, we've heard this for a long time. This quarterback's too black to succeed. We've heard that. We've
Isn't
heard
LeBron like 6'9"?
no, but he's not a quarterback. He's a basketball
No,
player.
but I mean, they were talking about he should try out for some teams.
Yeah, as tight end, not a quarterback.
LeBron was
Tight
a
end.
tight end back in the day, yeah.
6'9".
Yeah.
Good Lord, man. And he's next year when he gets close to retirement, he's going to identify as female and join the WNBA and go to their Hall of Fame.
The thing is, the point of the matter is, wait, you guys wouldn't be. Hold on. You guys wouldn't be Super Bowl champions for a very long period of time. Brian, listen close. Brian, this is where you really screw up. You won one, and you're trying to talk trash about the team that is the current winner.
The world champion.
Brother, thank you.
There you go, buddy.
Thank you. Doesn't that feel good, Mike?
It feels sickening to say it.
The only reason the Saints won that Super Bowl, too, is because Brett Favre is an idiot and tried to throw it when he should have just handed it off to Adrian Peterson.
Well, Brett Favre was getting pounded because of Bounty Gate during that Super Bowl, too.
He had purple legs, man. His
Listen.
legs were bloodshot.
Listen, Brian, I love you to death, brother, and I'm glad you're here, but you're being kind of stupid tonight.
I love the way you say that.
Yeah.
There's times when he
kinda
actually has
stupid.
stuff to say that makes sense.
I
Which
know.
is weird. It's
There are times
diametrically opposed
that's
to
why I
himself.
said it's like sometimes we have sober Brian, and then there's other times, every other time. And
It's
just
something crazy.
sometimes he comes in and you're like, oh, okay, I can listen to this guy. And then other times you're like,
I think it's like once a month.
yeah, he's providing the entertainment the rest of the time. And we
He
appreciate
runs
that.
out of slots on his medicinal card. He's got to stay out of the store for a couple of weeks before the new one renews.
Crap, I'm out. It's only the 14th. So
What's
Andrew,
North Sports Dynasty think of the free agent market?
What's that?
I've been looking at your big board back there, man. I'm wondering.
There's Johnny Dean and another one of his segues.
Well, you started the show off saying it was a free agency market, so I was wondering. He's got a big board right behind his head. What's your idea of the free agency market?
You got a big board there, fella.
He's got a huge board.
It's right behind his head.
I got another one right here. I got two. I got two. I got my one.
Oh,
Which
no.
one has the Buccaneers on it? Because
Wine.
the one that I saw behind your head doesn't even have them in there.
Now I got to keep my hands down.
So what do you think about free agency? I mean, it does seem like every really good free agent, all the big names, the Bucs are just re-signing them. But I mean,
Yeah. For us, I kind of agree with everybody with the whole Fournette thing. He should go off and get paid a little bit more than what we would probably give him. This restructures are definitely for Shaq. I mean, they're just like, come on, how much?
Right.
An extra two? You know? One more. Okay. We're just gonna rework this. Give 2 days. We got you. That's all it's gonna take there.
Yep.
Personally, I don't think we're gonna go too deep into free agency. We may get one name that used to be a Bruce Arians guy, and he might come in for say like a $2 or $3 million, depending on the position. I think it's more of the draft. I think honestly we may trade pick 32, but depending on the player who's also there, because there's only really two holes that need to be fixed. We need to address the defensive line, of course, and I agree with that. And we also need to get possibly another running back.
Yeah. Well, let me say something. If you were to remove Fournette and McCoy,
Yep.
Okay. I'm thinking, gee, that sounds like White and Peterson, doesn't it?
I mean, so when you say that, you are basically saying that you're getting rid of two really good running backs that were the bell cow, and one of the reasons why, not to say Tom Brady obviously came here because of Shady McCoy, it happened afterwards, but it's that veteran leadership coming in with Shady McCoy. When you lose them, it sucks. But Brady has also been known to be very productive when he's got four different styles of running backs.
But aren't you bringing in veteran leadership with White and Peterson?
Oh, my apologies. My apologies. I thought
yeah, what a drop in veteran leadership if you bring in White and Peterson. I'm like, wait a minute.
No,
let me rephrase that. James White and Adrian Peterson. There we go.
No, my apologies.
That's okay. He's sitting here going, crap. Who are those college running backs? White and Peterson?
They're not on my board. What happened?
They're not on my board. I missed somebody. Yeah.
No, that's actually my bad, Rick. No, yeah, Adrian. If you're saying Adrian Peterson and James White, and you can get them for $2 to $3 million for both of them, that's done. Adrian.
Yeah,
Peterson,
that's what I think could very easily happen. And I mean, I know Harry does not like Adrian Peterson, but to me, Peterson had an extremely productive year behind a bad offensive line last year.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he did.
So
4.1 yards carry or something like that. No, 3.1.
No, it was 4 yards.
Was it 4 yards? 4.1.
Yeah, it was 4 yards a carry.
Was it a 4.3 and a half?
Yeah,
it might have been.
Yeah, it was 4, I believe. Mike's just making up numbers. Mike's just making up numbers. Mike's like, was it 6? No.
I honestly believe Fournette's going to resign because it's not the year for him to go get big money.
But they almost cut him. They almost cut him. You're right about this. And let me say that. Put a bookmark in this. But hold on. Now I lost my freaking train of thought. But okay. They almost cut Fournette during the year. Okay, they almost cut him because of sort of an attitude issue and complaining because he was not the bell cow back and all of that. They almost cut him. Okay.
Almost.
Right. Almost, but they didn't. And then he came through. Having said that, it's a long season. Do you want that guy in your locker room who immediately right off the top is going to be complaining?
Do you know, I don't care who's in the locker room right now because there's enough veteran presence around that locker room to keep him in check.
They almost cut him because they care. Okay. So
evidently, though, they cleared it up because
by the way, did you hear about Hargraves?
Yeah, exactly.
Is he gone?
And no, he's been gone. He hasn't been on the Bucks for years, for what, more than a year now.
No, I mean, yeah, but he was out in California someplace.
No, he's
Texas.
Yeah, Texas.
No.
The
Vernon Hargraves.
Yeah, he went to Houston.
Yeah.
No, somebody just signed him. Somebody just signed him.
Well, I mean, yeah, they just signed him, but he was in Houston after he left here.
Who just signed him?
I have
I'm going to
no
look
clue.
it up right now.
Yeah, somebody today signed him.
Oh. How old is Fournette?
He's still young.
Texans have re-signed.
He's the same exact. He's been in the league as long as Rojo. They came in the league together.
So it's because their defensive coordinator is Lovie Smith. That's what I was thinking. That's where the tie-in. Lovie Smith is the defensive coordinator in Houston now, and he re-signed Vernon Hargraves.
Well, that was his pick in the first place.
Yes, it was. That's what. That's where I wanted to go with that. So I mean, there's the Bucks tie in there.
Texas. Or did I miss
what's
something?
that?
Looking at. They re-signed him in Texas.
Well, Lovey's with
No, that's what we just said. Lovie Smith is the
Okay.
defensive coordinator for the Texans.
Yeah, I was rooting around here and you guys were talking.
Yeah.
So anyway, Lovie Smith is going to turn him into something? Is he going to
No, he didn't before. He didn't before. Remember, Lovie Smith was the coach. He was Lovie's pick for Tampa.
And that's
Lovey's never been a real developmental coach. I mean, that's what's happened with the Bucks forever. They don't develop nobody.
Right. Right.
They do now.
Yeah, they do now. They did back in the day. They did back under Monty and the guy whose name I can never remember. They went on to become Detroit's head coach and didn't win a game.
Marty.
No, not Marty Morning. Who?
Wayne Fonts?
No. The guy who didn't win a game. No, when they went 0-16.
Jim Font?
It's not Jim Caldwell.
No. He was Tampa's defensive line coach or whatever, or under Levy, or back under
Rod Marinelli.
Rod. Thank you, Rod Marinelli.
Oh, baby.
Rod Marinelli.
Thank you.
Oh, Mike can pull him out of the hat, can't he?
Yeah, Mike said that's it. Like I said, Mike, we missed you.
He keeps all that information stored in them hats.
That's why we only see the top of his hat, because he's always down. Yeah. But I mean, seriously, guys, this is, I mean, to me, now let me say this. This is the thing about free agents this year. They're not going to get as much money on other teams. Now, the thing is, I don't think Fournette is going to sign. Fournette's not looking for a championship. He just got one. Fournette is looking to be the bell cow back somewhere. All right.
Not here.
Correct. And what'll happen if you bring in, I mean, McCoy is probably gone. Let's be honest.
That eliminates a lot of teams for him if he just wants to be a bell cow, because most teams are running a committee, and the ones that aren't running a committee already have, like, their King Henry's in there.
Okay, but there are teams like the Jets that could use a back.
Yep.
Okay, there are teams that would take him cheaply.
Miami and the Jets are the only ones I can think of off the top of my head.
You know what? I don't know every team's running back situation to be telling you that, but I promise you, there's more than two teams who would love to have Leonard Fournette as their bell cow back. All right. So having said that, especially in a year where if you could cut a guy that's making more money and bring him in to be your bell cow back, yeah, this is the year to do that. And that's the thing is. That's how you're going to get players cheaply, is because there's a glut of free agents all getting out there because everybody's cutting players to try to get down to the cap. And when you have all these players going out there, what happens in a flooded market? What does supply and demand tell you? Supply and demand tells you this: the supply is really high, the demand is really low. So you're going to get them cheaper.
It'd be really good if the CFL and XFL merged and he had somewhere to go, eh?
Yeah, I think that's where he needs to go, because I don't think there's a whole lot of teams that need a bell cow running back.
There only needs to be one, Johnny. There only needs to be one.
I get that, Rick, but I'm just saying there's only a couple of places that
What'd you say?
Buffalo, Miami, just another two throw in there.
Yeah, I think there's going to be more than that, Johnny. I just can't speak to. I'm being honest with you. I can't talk to you about every team's running back situation.
Well, I just wrote an article about
right
this.
now that says that he's looking at Atlanta. That came out.
That's a great example of Atlanta. Is a great example. Atlanta would be a great example of a team that could do it. That needs a back.
How about the Giants?
I got an article written for
Giants have Saquon Barkley,
but it's got 7 teams that are looking for a running back next season. But
yeah, Johnny, there's no way there's only 2 teams.
I said a couple. I wasn't being literal when I said 2.
Oh, you named 2, except there's nobody else. So I mean, anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is you're gonna have a glut of free agents, a lot of free agents that are just flooding the market in a few days, and you don't have teams are struggling for cap money. Okay, so it's next year. Everybody's going to have a boatload of cap money. They're looking at the cap going up over $30 million in 1 year. Okay, there's going to be a ton of money next year.
Steelers and Cardinals are the 2 that pop out the biggest. As for primary backs, we're talking about primary backs, and that's what he wants to be, a bell cow, right?
Right.
Tons of money, bucks.
But the thing,
there's teams that are looking for backs, but not as primaries. They're in committee backs.
Cliff Kingsbury's system, I don't necessarily think would be too great for Fournette, but I know where you're coming from there, Johnny.
I think Atlanta is a great example. Atlanta needs a back.
Atlanta would be.
They're looking for a third back. I don't know why, but
a third back.
Because when you said Atlanta, I thought, yeah, that's a good spot for them. But the only time they're looking for a back right here is in the third round as a third.
Or the Toronto Argonauts.
Who is their lead back in Atlanta?
That's a whole different article. I have to go look up.
Who is their lead back in Atlanta? To say that they're looking for a third back. Who?
For the Falcons?
Yeah, it was what's his name? It's
right
stuff
now,
Rams.
Todd Gurley, right?
Right. Yes, I promise you. I promise you, especially after last year, they would be more than happy to have Fournette as their bell
The
cow back.
Falcons are looking for a second. They're not looking for a first.
Okay. I think I don't think there's a doubt that if Leonard Fournette signed with the Falcons, Gurley would be out of there and they wouldn't blink to do that.
I wouldn't doubt if Najee Harris or Travis Etienne or one of those guys were available at 36, I think is where they would pick in the second round, that they wouldn't hesitate either there.
Right. Right. I think if the Bucs don't go with Peterson or White, I think that's what they're doing. I want nothing but linemen, but I think they're gonna go for Najee Harris. That would be my guess at this point.
Would you rather have White or Fournette? Good choice.
Would I rather have who?
White or Fournette?
Who's the first name? I'm sorry. Oh, White.
White.
You know what? Would I rather have White and Peterson over Fournette and McCoy? That's I guess a question, because if you're just looking at one versus one, you can't do that because you're talking multiple backs doing different things, like the way New England ran their backs. I don't listen. White, Peterson, and Vaughn.
Rojo?
No, Rojo and
yeah.
Vaughn.
Yep.
Eesh. I mean, that's pretty formidable, isn't it? I mean,
yeah, that would be.
If one goes down, you've got Vaughn to come in. That's pretty. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see what
I don't
happens.
even understand why Arizona's needing a running back. They got Kenyon Drake, and I know Fournette's looks shinier right now because of the Super Bowl, but Kenyon Drake's he's a hard hat guy. He brings his pep.
Fournette's been in the league for how many years? 4 years, and he's really looked good in 3 of them. And the only one he didn't.
He's only looked good in 2 of them.
I think he looked good this year when they gave him a chance. He looked good. Okay, he looked good in 2 years in Jacksonville. Looked bad 1 year in Jacksonville, and then he looked good 1 year in Tampa when they gave him a chance. I think he shined. I think he teams are going to be interested in him. Somebody's going to come along and say, we're not going to pay you much this year, but we're going to pay you a freaking boatload in the next couple of years. And that's what I think will probably happen because he'll sell tickets also. So I think that's what'll probably happen. I think you'll end up with somebody like Peterson and White because White is probably not going to make a ton of money out there, and he can just come back and play with Tom, and Peterson wants the ring. So that's why I think something like that could happen. So
all players want a ring?
What's
I don't
that?
think anybody. Go ahead.
Don't all players want a ring? I mean, that's why you play.
No,
right?
no. Some players want money. Some players want money.
Yeah, here's a misconception. Some of these guys take and go NFL now, go through their lives working to get to the NFL to get themselves out of poverty. They don't care about the ring. They're there for the cash. They're trying to improve their family's livelihood and everything else.
Right. That's why I say some may want the money. And when anybody says, well, that's no loyalty, dude, the team's not loyal to them.
Yeah.
Okay. If the team can cut them, if the team can cut them and get somebody cheaper at the same position with the same skill level, the team's not going to show them any loyalty.
Yeah, the only loyalty in football is between the fans and a player and stuff.
It's business.
It's not any other way.
In my current job, if they can find somebody, if I'm the worst salesperson and they can find somebody who they think will outsell me, I'm gone.
The producer?
Okay. No.
The
producer's always wanting to replace me. No, that's the wrong show. That'll be tomorrow night.
Easy, Sparky.
Yeah. Simmer down,
Hey,
Sparky.
Rick.
Yes.
I just want to, I think the Russell Weeks gentleman there in the comments on YouTube, I know he just said that he doesn't like the Alabama running backs. They're hit and miss. Your comment is completely bang on, but when you're talking about Najee Harris this year, you're talking about an opportunity to get a Derrick Henry. Whether it falters or not, I completely understand the whole concept of taking a running back in the first round.
Well, and it's almost not first round, really.
Yes. But if you have the opportunity to get what is he? I believe he's 6'2", 230 pounds running back.
Yeah.
If I can't have Adrian Peterson and James White, I would look at Buffalo sitting there at number 30, and I would even ask them, what is it going to take to get that number picked just in case someone wants to come up and try and get Najee Harris? Because Najee Harris on our offense could be the real reason why.
See, he's the only guy, and I cannot freaking believe I'm saying this because I'm the guy who doesn't want to ever draft running backs. But at 32, I feel completely differently about it. Listen, I would rather trade down, okay, in general. I'd rather, if the Buccaneers were to say, you know what, somebody wants this number 32 pick at the end of the first day, tell you what, give us next year's first round and a number 3 this year. Okay. I'm fine with that because you can still build depth. You still have the ability to do that. That pick in and of itself, this is how you build your team. You're adding picks. This is what Go ahead.
You're going to see running backs go higher in the first round this year because this is a weak draft. It's most of the positions are rotational guys and stuff or developmental people.
Isn't that amazing? The Bucs even picked the right year to win the championship. Everything's gone so right for them. They even picked the right year to win
it is perfect for the Bucs. It's set up perfectly for the Bucs. But you've only got like 6 or 7 real instant impact players this year. Trevor Lawrence, that's why everybody's so high on him, is because he's going to make an impact this year. He's set up to do so.
Yeah.
You got Najee, you got Travis Etienne, you got a couple of wide receivers out there that can be instant impact people. And then the rest is all pretty much developmental. So that's why you're going to see running backs and people taking a chance on others that would never get first round looks in this first round because that's what you're dealing with in the draft this year.
Right. No, I agree with you. And I think that's why I'm okay with trading back and adding picks. If you could end up with 2 first round picks next year, because you got to figure the Bucs first round pick next year is not going to be that good. So if you can get a team who will move up into the first round to get that extra pick and give us their number 1 next year, especially if it's a team that maybe isn't as good, and you can end up with a pick in the middle of the first round next year as well as one at the end, hopefully.
Okay, John. Okay. John, you said it's going to be a so-so draft, right?
Yeah. It's a rotational draft, dude.
Okay. Could there be a diamond in there?
Well, absolutely, there can be a diamond out there, but you can't base your draft on a guess like a diamond that you don't know about. That's what's perfect about this draft for the Bucs because we've got a great developmental squad, and we can take one of these guys and develop them into a star.
Okay, now there's no combine, correct?
Correct. There's no combine. There's pro days.
Okay, so how do you judge a player just by video?
These scouts have been out there for a year studying these players, dude.
Yeah.
But they didn't all play. This year didn't have
exactly. That's the point. Yeah,
guys, how many times have you seen somebody who has great numbers in the underwear Olympics, but they don't do great come football time?
Vernon Hargreaves.
Okay. Well, there's a great example. That's a great example. So that you can't just look at it and say, how can you tell? Listen, man, I'm not positive. I'm really not. I think you get more out of the Senior Bowl than you do out of the Combine.
All I know is I wish we were picking 6. I wish Trey Lance would drop to 64.
You know what? I wish. Oh my God, yes, yeah, I agree. But you know what? You know what I think is funny is why is it like I think that okay, if you were to take the Senior Bowl and instead of saying you have to be a senior, that is just for seniors. What if it's anybody who's declared? What if all of a sudden anybody who's declared themselves to going pro, you go there? That would change everything.
Yeah, it would. I don't understand the whole Junior Bowl, Senior Bowl, except that maybe the two and having them separated, you get more playing time out of each guy.
Right. I get it, but I think if you just had maybe have 4 teams and play a little series to see and win a championship.
Yeah, I agree. Right? I like that idea. I do.
Yeah. And then you're going to see who's got the right mentality, who's driven to win. You're going to see there's so many things like that. Can you imagine freaking Brady would come in and make everybody get drafted higher? I mean, that's
two bowl games, by the way, tell you more about these players than any underwear Olympics could ever tell you about.
Right. So that's why I don't look at the Combine as being that huge of a deal. Jameis looked fantastic in the Combine. Oops. So, I mean.
The Combines are meant for players like DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
So we can see that he can run down an interception.
All right, guys, we've gone long tonight. How about this, Andrew? Let's start with you, brother. Where do people find you?
Jail.
You can find me at North Sports Dynasty. What did he say?
He said jail.
You can find me at North Sports Dynasty all over YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Andrew_FullBear. First show of the season is going to be on Saturday before yours. I heard that you got the new spot on Saturday, so that's going to be awesome. I'll be on at 11 a.m. my time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, so for you Floridians and all you East Coasterners out there. And if you want to win some stuff, like signed jerseys and stuff like that, all you got to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll get you 2 entries, and we'll see what you win on Saturday.
I'm already subscribed.
Johnny, you're subscribed? Oh, I know. I got you on my list right here. Don't you worry.
Johnny, you can't win.
I never win a damn thing.
All right. Thank you for stopping by, and please do it again. And by the way, Tuesday night, I don't know if you heard, Tuesday night, huge. We're doing a New Year's. Jacob Charnow and I are doing a big, giant. We're ringing in the league New Year. We're doing like a December 31st deal, ringing in the New Year. And then on Wednesday, Peter, Harry, and Ray are going to do their New Year's Day special. So next Tuesday and Wednesday, you guys are going to want to stick with Bucks Report. Don't plan on going to work Wednesday. And see if you can take a personal day, hang out with us till after midnight, and let's have a good time.
Is it uncensored?
Good, buddy.
All right, have a good one. Thanks.
Thanks for having me again, Rick.
Okay, Mike, what were you saying, Mike?
Is it uncensored?
It's not. It's not uncensored. We got a part of it's a 17-year-old host. No.
America.
Behave, Mike.
17-year-old past midnight. That's on a school night. Come on.
Yeah. You guys got anything to add?
No, man, I'm good. See y'all later.
All right, you're out of here. All right.
Yep.
Mike, good to have you back.
Tuesday's
See you
gonna be
tomorrow night,
during
brother.
Spring break.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
All right. See you tomorrow night.
See you guys.
And all right. And same thing with you, Matt.
Yeah, if the creek don't rise, I should be here. My kid got ill this week, and
Oh no.
I'm not sure where that's headed. He got strep throat.
Oh no.
So his spring break starts next Monday, or this Monday coming up.
Oh
and
wow.
He's going to be on the deathbed. How about that?
Oh, good time. Maybe he'll be off of that by then. Maybe he'll be feeling a little better.
Yeah, he's taking some serious amoxicillin shots and
Right.
whatever.
Okay.
But anyway,
Well, all the best to him.
About me.
Well, no, I'm all the best to him. That's about him. That's not about you. Wish him nothing but the best, and hopefully we will see you tomorrow night. But for sure on Tuesday night, guys.
He doesn't believe me that I'm part of this podcast thing.
Well, why don't you have him watch?
I'm if he quit getting sick. But anyway,
well,
you can't catch me on any social media. I don't answer. Don't send me anything if I don't know who you are. I just ignore it. That's the way I am. Too many women with no tops on all of a sudden being my Facebook friend. I don't go there. So I will see you tomorrow night, and you guys have a good evening, you and Mr. Producer. See ya.
See ya. Too many women without tops on want to be his friend. Poor guy. Poor guy. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for coming by tonight. I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate all of you. Teresa, thank you for coming by. Russell Weeks, Carl Hardy, Tim Weatherspoon, bringing it as always. Whoever the Troy Polamalu troll person is, I'm not sure. Brian Pearson, thank you, brother. Thank you for coming by. Love having you as part of our show, and I do genuinely mean that. All of you guys, it's just it's fun having you there. We had a great crew tonight. We had a lot of the miscreants came by, and the dude was here. I really appreciate him. He always brings a whole lot of fun. Harry the Greek came. Ray was here. We had a full house for a little while there. Glenn Moore, thanks for chiming in. Tomorrow night, guys, 8:30. Tomorrow night at 8:30 is live from the cheap seats. And if you think tonight was crazy, come tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is the final night of the 1.0 version of Live from the Cheap Seats. This was the final version, the final episode of the 1.0 version of What's Cooking in the South. But version 2.0 promises to be a lot of fun, a whole lot of fun. So if you guys enjoyed tonight, just you wait and see what's coming. So be here Tuesday night while we bring in the new year for the Bucks Report New Year special, new league year special. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. And when I look forward to ringing in the new league year with you. It's going to be a blast. We'll be here till after midnight Eastern time at the beginning of the new league year. Thank you guys for being here. And we will see you tomorrow night at 8:30 on Live from the Cheap Seats.
Touchdown, Tampa Bay. I'll start up the cat and he goes for the end zone.
First of all, Jason Light, the bad general manager. You're a fool. He's put together a Super Bowl quality roster.